Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Well, I gotta do this. They got something going on in the chat. It's that thing that's lighting up with the crown and that. I was just looking in Vegas. Rum thinks he's the number one American. I was crowned number one earlier, Rum, for some reason.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to
Yeah.
the next level.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Gain Super Flings laundry pads have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain original liquid. Super fresh, super clean, Gain Super Flings. Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to
How can a person claim they stopped everybody in Vegas when they block you?
Grainger.
And I'm talking this Anakin fucking chroma queer motherfucker that Wiggin tried to shove down my throat. Wiggin claims to be a Christian, but all his fucking favorite people, they're atheists.
Learn more at starlight.org.
U.S. soccer fans, get closer to the players, voices, and stories of the beautiful game with the U.S. Soccer Podcast. Megan Klingenberg, Alejandro Bedoya, and host David Gass bring you behind-the-scenes access to U.S. Soccer's 27 national teams, including exclusive interviews, stories, and spotlights. The U.S. Soccer Podcast is out now. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6, I'm Heather Curtis. Maryland leaders vowing to fight with every tool they have to stop the Trump administration from scrapping plans to build a new FBI headquarters in Greenbelt. The FBI released a statement today saying the agency will be moving a few blocks away to the Ronald Reagan building, which it says will save billions of dollars compared to building in Greenbelt. Congressman Glenn Ivey.
The fact that he made a statement doesn't make this a fait accompli. We're ready to keep fighting for this, and Congress controls the power of the purse, and we've already spoken about the money and the funding going to Greenbelt, and so, we want to keep it on track.
And Ivey and other Maryland lawmakers say that it is not safe to move the facility to the Reagan building, but the FBI disagrees. The Senate passes President Trump's big, beautiful bill, the vote 50-50, with all Democrats voting no, along with Republican Senators Susan Collins, Rand Paul, and Tom Tillis. Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tie-breaking vote. Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
Republicans have been laser-focused on achieving the bill before us today. And now we're here, passing legislation that will permanently extend tax relief for hardworking Americans.
Senator Chris Van Hollen.
This is a very bad day for the United States Senate. It's a very bad day for the country.
He says Republicans passed legislation
that gives billionaires and very wealthy people a big tax.
I'm so sick of it. Where else do you even get the fucking money from? Who the fuck is gonna hire you if they're not making a dollar? I'm so sick of the fucking class warfare. We're all one class of fucking people.
But there's already opposition from the House Freedom Caucus.
Not everybody can be a fucking brain surgeon.
Fox News, they support the president's agenda, which
is not to raise the deficit by.
But DA and his little fucking friends don't dare come up here and discuss politics with me because they know I'll stuff it right up their ass. And it's the same with Wiggin.
I think they can pass an amended bill.
Wiggin's mad because I control the narrative.
Council passes Mayor Muriel Bowser's emergency legislation to extend the youth curfew following several violent.
Surprised you guys haven't attacked me yet over fucking Angela.
The bill allows the police chief to set up extended curfew zones that begin at 7 p.m. instead of 11 p.m. and last up to 30 days.
Wiggin, you've been outsmarted every step of the way, and JC's the dumbest fucking streamer there ever was. And ever will be, since she's Canadian. The worst there was, the worst there is, the worst there ever will be. That's you, JC. I might make that clone here in a minute, you fucking ignorant bitch.
Checking your money, the Dow today closing up 400 points, the NASDAQ finishing off 166. Traffic and weather next on WMAF.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband.
They keep saying your name, Patrick Rowe. Yellow toe fungus.
Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com.
How do you get rid of yellow toe fungus?
With a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got
logical fallacy burnt his feet. I bet that burnt the fungus right off them motherfuckers.
Take his socks off. He hit his yellow and crumbly toe.
Come on, genius. Come on up here and debate me on my own panel. Just you and me.
And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the
you and I. Just you and I, Wiggin, or just you and I, logical. One of you motherfuckers. Huh?
You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is.
I'll turn Mark Levin off.
Stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com.
Yeah, that fucking joint, huh? A fucking Camel cigarette right there.
Don't let it get
not long enough to be a Pall Mall.
Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
This is the story of the one who's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health.
What do you think, Yee?
Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
Let's look in Vegas.
Who get it done.
You want to grow your business. I mean, who doesn't? Constant Contact's marketing platform makes marketing way easier and way more effective. Even if you know nothing about marketing, you can easily create email, text, social, events, and digital campaigns in just a few clicks. It's why over 500,000 business owners trust Constant Contact for their digital marketing needs. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall. Get 25% off all plans for the first 3 months when you go to ConstantContact.com and use code LISTEN25 at checkout. ConstantContact.com with code LISTEN25.
Here's Michelle Murray with the Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
You'll still find delays on 395 southbound between the Pentagon and Duke Street, and 95 is heavy southbound from the Fairfax County Parkway towards 123 in Woodbridge, and delays on 66 westbound between the Beltway and 123 and between the Fairfax County Parkway.
Where's Henry Silverman?
34. Outbound
Does anybody remember Henry Silverman? That name? Anybody remember Henry Silverman?
The BW Parkway. Parkway is heavy northbound between 202 and 410, and DC 295 still a slow go northbound between the 11th Street Bridge and Eastern Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Storms draw to a close this evening.
I ain't asking much for nothing.
Dry for the 4th of July.
I can't get it on my own.
And a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 9, a flood watch until 11. Right now, it is 74 degrees in Burtonsville, 78 in Lorton, 76 in Langley Park, and 78 degrees here in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis, Sun News Talk, 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Should we stand for the national anthem?
We've once again made contact with
Excuse me. Hey, Patrick Francis Callahan. My mother and father are looking down right now. They're seeing what I'm doing, and they're wishing they could get a hold of you because it's not very smart what you're doing. I try to leave JC alone. I don't go to Wiggins' chat. Then you guys beg for my attention. I see everything, and Rusty's right. JC's fucking following me hanging on every friggin' word. Wiggins' girl taking all kinds of screenshots. Guess what kind of night it's going to be, fucktard?
3811-877-381-3811. We have a very big announcement at the bottom of the hour. About 6:32 p.m. Eastern Time in less than a half hour, so I hope you'll hang in there and listen, whether you're listening on AM or FM radio, whether you're listening on satellite radio, whether you're listening to live streaming or the Mark Levin app or the iHeart app or on YouTube or wherever you are. If I missed, I apologize. Hang in there. At the bottom of the hour, we're going to make a big announcement. I was not here last night because I was the keynote speaker, although there were great speakers, just tremendous, at the Christians United for Israel event. And KUFI represents almost 11 million active Christians in support of the United States, the state of Israel, and the Bible. And it was founded by Pastor John Hagee, the Cornerstone Church in San Antonio, Texas, his beautiful wife and daughter and son, and just a beautiful family. My family and his family become extraordinarily close. Such a great honor. And we met so many fantastic people there, perhaps many of you. Just fantastic, God-loving people. You know, we say God-fearing, I say God-loving people. And when you think about the debate, the lead up to what Israel did with Iran and then what we did to their nuclear sites, you realize that
You're at a
It's the
disadvantage,
very
Yee. In this, you are. This isn't JT's chat.
American people.
This isn't CFF or New Crew or none of that bullshit.
To take out their nuclear sites. And that's what the polling
You're in
shows.
Hayden's dormitory.
And I sat here and I thought about this. Look what's happened in the Middle East. Thanks to Benjamin Netanyahu having to deal with Biden, and now Benjamin Netanyahu teaming up with our great president, Donald Trump. What the two of them have done. It's
Can you hear
radically changed the Middle East for the
Click
better.
it up one more.
And more changes to come.
Can you hear it?
Keep this in mind next time there's a debate among so-called influencers and isolationists, and we red-blooded American Yanks. All this hate America stuff coming from the isolationists, the paleocons, that's what they used to be called, the Buchananites.
Because when JT was streaming, all of a sudden you appeared, someone who's never been in these chats before. You're new, but yet you're somebody, you're hiding your identity. All right, so JT let you get away with it in his chat. You had a wrench in there. So that just tells me who you are. And you want to run around, oh, you know, I'm not this way. Oh, you can't guess who I am, on and on and on. Nobody gives a fuck. All right? Now we, you know, it's the same thing with rum. No, you weren't. You appeared in JT's chat. It was the first place I seen you.
Look at the Supreme Court rule when it comes to these lower courts. They ruled what we wanted them to rule. Don't get me wrong.
JT gave you a wrench in his fucking chat.
Let's look at the victories. You just told the lower courts you can't do what you're doing. Now, will they look for ways around it? Yes, they certainly will. But at least in the first round, which is a big round, we won.
The fuck?
Look at the other ruling. Written by Alito. 6-3. About parents and children. And school boards and school systems. A massive it.
Here we go with the interruption. The fucking internet.
Spending. I don't disagree. But what's the alternative here? The Democrat Party wants massive tax increases and even more spending.
Now, why wouldn't that do that a second time?
And I would say to my conservative brothers and sisters, I want bigger spending cuts.
What's
too.
this internal
But you can't
error
do it.
occurred? What the
We
fuck?
have a 3-vote majority in both houses of Congress because you have the Susan Collins types, or you have the Rhino types, you have liberal Republicans, or whatever you have. So it's impossible to accomplish what we want to accomplish. There are more reports about how Israelis are killing Palestinians. It's amazing to me. You got hostages there in Gaza. They still won't allow. They could have peace in 2 minutes. Surrender, give the hostages back, and it's all over. But they won't do it. They won't do it. That's the bottom line.
I like how that shows up all of a sudden. Internal error occurred.
And we need to fight. We need to be resolute. There's a lot to do. There's a movement in this country, Marxist Islamist movement, that has taken hold, that is in our culture. It's in academia.
You're just a condescending fucktard is all you are.
It's destroying our entertainment. It's destroying our news media. It's destroyed the Democrat Party. It's leaching into the Republican
You're
Party.
condescending. That's it. Go look that word up. It explains you to a T.
And all you have to do is look at France and especially England now, and then you'll see. This has been in the works for about 40 to 50 years. CARE was founded in 1993. It's a Hamas front.
JC's worse.
For the purpose of leading the cause.
JC will never admit to anything she's done wrong in her life, no matter how fucking minor it is.
Jihadi Islamicism. And the Marxists long ago took over our faculty in the 1960s.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm being nice. Nobody's blocked. Nobody's banned. I ain't done to everybody. I'm learning names.
They basically conquered the Democrat Party. That's what they've done. They basically conquered the Democrat Party. How did this happen? It's in my book on power. Where are we going with this? It's in my book on power. Why do they hate us? Why do they want to destroy us? It's in my book on power. What about the Democrat Party? It's in my book on power. I delve into faith. Faith belief. Judeo-Christian belief system. Versus the Marxist Islamist belief system. And they have a lot in common, those two. Not ultimately, but a lot in terms of the means, not so much the ends. And you're going to read about it. It's something I think that you'll find compelling and really motivating to deal with. And that's the point of this book. You're going to look at a way, find a way to look at freedom and unalienable rights like you've never looked at it before. Ever. Because in my 11th book, what it is, 10, excluding rescuing Sprite on these substantive issues, having taken time to do research for half a century, to study these issues for half a century, I think I've come upon something that's very important. People talk about power and passion, and then they move on. We talk about liberty till we're blue in the face. We talk about tyranny till we're blue in the face, and we should. But we have to explain why liberty, why tyranny, why not Islamism, why not Marxism, why yes republicanism, why yes constitutionalism. And I lay it out. And every time I look, I have this Marxist, Islamist, anti-Semite, Intifada supporter, that's terrorism. There's the Democrat nomination for mayor of New York. You never thought it would happen. Worse is going to happen. If we don't educate ourselves about this, the education in this book is not available anywhere else. You're not going to get it in college. You're not going to get it in high school. You're not going to get it in the media. It's not available anywhere else. Well, you'll get it in the media to the extent I talk about it. Then you'll get it. Very important. And why is it the isolationists are so wrong? I don't even mention them in the book, but why is it that they're so wrong? Because they don't accept the mindset of the enemy. They don't even treat it as an enemy. They think we're the enemy, or the Jews are the enemy, or Israel's the enemy, or the warmonger is the enemy. This is a problem. This is a problem we've got to deal with. It's a matter of understanding, informing ourselves on what we're dealing with.
Patrick, New York, I do appreciate you coming up into my backstage and up here and that, so I know who you are, and I'm convinced you're not logical fallacy, and you're lucky because he's a pipsqueak, that little motherfucker, and Wiggins a pipsqueak too. He fucking ain't got no fucking teeth, and some woman 30 years younger than you thinks you're good looking. Fucking, there's a lot to be said about that.
Don't know what that means. So
then there's Tiffany.
And I explained that. Next chapter, obviously.
Tiffany wears cottage cheeks in her ass.
Why is it positive? Chapter 4 is on language. I address on language in other books, but this time.
Hey, my crew, I don't know anything about it. I don't talk to Tom Flash. You don't come here. Why you come? Why you want to bring that garbage here, owls? Fuck you.
And on and on.
Stupid, ignorant bastard.
On rights. What does power have to do with rights? We have rights right there in the Declaration of Independence. Unalienable rights. Well, there's a difference between God-given unalienable rights and how those unalienable rights given to us by God.
I encourage Gotti too. I actually encourage Wiggin.
The earthly application of those unalienable rights.
Nobody encourages Charlie more than Billy Hayden does. The motherfucker, he's buying them all. Just buy it anyways. It's worth the money. If you can get it financed, whatever. I don't care if you have to pay on it for 20 years. You'd be happy to have a motorcycle, go for a ride. You live where the nice weather is. That'll solve Charlie's problem. That'll calm him down a little bit. He won't be here arguing with everybody like he does. Besides that, he thinks I'm funny. He knows I'm funny. Nobody entertains Charlie more than I do. I come in with his shit. I do all the heavy fucking lifting. Just ask Rusty. I haven't even been trying lately. You guys fell right into my trap. That girl coming in here, coming up on my panel and all that shit. And then the father coming in the chat and then me deleting the stream. Bunch of fucking crybaby motherfuckers. Fuck you, Wiggin. I don't go to his chat. I'll watch it after he's done. You make me your content, Wiggin. And you want to cry that I say your name? Fuck you. Prick.
That the book, the substance of the book.
You're just a little prick. I'm a bigger prick than you are, Wiggin.
Not 300 pages long. You will find in each page.
You want to see the asshole side of me? I got a lot of aggravation to take out. My wife left me a long time ago. Still ain't happy about that.
Read it twice, maybe 3 times. Think through the points.
Fuck you, you punk motherfucker.
And you're going to find that this book has everything to do with what you discussed at the breakfast table,
Wiggin.
at the dinner table, at Thanksgiving.
And
JC.
everything
to do.
Fuck both of
With
you
the debates that go
cocksuckers.
on in this country, this book has
Yeah,
everything
you're a
to do.
cocksucker,
With
Wiggin.
80% of what you see on TV or listen to on radio, it's going to change the way you view things for the better. For the better. We have a hell of a show for you this evening, ladies and
Oldest
gentlemen.
trick in the
Glad to
book
be back.
there,
So honored to
JT.
have been a coup
Making a clone in your own chat. Yeah, having several
What a
accounts.
beautiful honor.
I know all about it.
Folks. Just so inspiring. I just wish all of you could have seen it. All of you could have been there. So we'll get started. Bottom of the hour, big announcement. Bottom of the hour. We'll be right back.
Mark Lopin.
This is what's in our culture. Back then, when the fighting, right? Well, aren't you going to hit me? Because she's the one that cheated, right? Just what they want. They want you to slug them right in the fucking face so they can.
Many targeting hospitals, schools, and nursing homes caused
Aren't you gonna hit
widespread
me?
devastation. Day after day, night after night, Israelis face
Fuck that. That girl's fucking tried to hurt me a couple times.
Civilians. But these attacks were only the
She
start
tried.
of something that could be much, much worse. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews was
Did
on the
everything
ground
but
throughout
point
the
a gun at
process
me.
to help provide wide-scale food distribution along with critical first aid and emergency supplies, especially to Israel's most vulnerable. There's still a need to
Threw a
help
butter
place
knife
more
at me.
bomb shelters
I had
across
to
Israel,
duck.
along with first responder
I turned my
flak
head.
jackets
I didn't want to get hit in the
and emergency
eyeballs.
vehicles. Now is the time for
Hit me in the
all good
back,
people,
but it didn't do
people of
anything,
faith,
just
to
splat.
stand with Israel's most vulnerable.
She wasn't
To learn
that
more
far
about the
away.
International Fellowship of Christians and Jews life
Girls
support,
get mad at you.
visit
You know what I mean? They
the
expect you to read their
fellowship
fucking
of
mind or whatever.
for the
You know, and she was
fellowship.
fucking spoiled to begin with.
Traffic is still slow on the interloop.
She used to scrog me all the time. No, holy fuck.
To Connecticut Avenue and delays continue towards New Hampshire Avenue and 95.
My ex-wife had a dirty mind.
Spur headed towards the George Washington Parkway. Brief delays from Arlington Boulevard to
She
Gallows Road. And some
taught me
traffic
things I
conditions
didn't know.
to the Wilson Bridge. On 395 northbound before the George Washington Parkway, an accident now reported in the right lane. The traffic is jammed from 110. Southbound side is heavy from the Pentagon to Duke Street. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch and Forecast.
Tonight, storms ending, lows around 71. Tomorrow, morning showers, afternoon clearing, highs in the 80s.
Okay, not to be dramatic, but you should smell this.
Not really much happening at JC's
Smells
chat.
so good.
Whoa, that's quite the reaction to mixing and matching Gain scents. Let's hear another from Ashley, who mixed Gain products and went.
I'm so excited.
Yes, you are. What about you?
That was me who cloned the Deuterino the other day. I told that boy to watch it. I ain't done with him yet.
Chef's kiss.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
You want to grow your business. I mean, who doesn't? Constant Contact's marketing platform makes marketing way easier and way more effective. Even if you know nothing about marketing, you can easily create email, text, social, events, and digital campaigns in just a few clicks. It's why over 500,000 business owners trust Constant Contact for their digital marketing needs. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall. Get 25% off all plans for the first 3 months when you go to ConstantContact.com and use code LISTEN25.
Wiggin, you were the first one to post at me at Vegas this morning.
They say age is just a number, and at Valvoline, we think mileage is too. No matter what the number on your odometer reads, there's a
All your fucking crew is blocking me except for Log Liquor there. Keeps trying to spam me out of chat. It's not working.
From your local Advanced Auto Parts. You also get a free Valvoline High Mileage Club t-shirt and keychain. So stop by your Advanced Auto Parts today, pick up a bottle, and join the club.
Wiggin, why you got all these people fighting your battle against me? Why can't you just come up and talk to me one-on-one on my panel? What's wrong with that? That one of the reasons why I went live? You were going to fucking retire back then. Billy can take over. You're ready to hand me the crown then, if I remember right.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant,
Yeah, a lot of people have been triggering JC. I don't think JC's really enjoying herself. She tries to fake it and that. There's only so much that Angie and Monica and the rest of them can do. And there's nobody even posting in her chat. Ain't nobody listening to that shit. I'm at 10 and she's at 17. I'll refresh the page and see what it does. I don't even have to refresh the page. I go, it says 17. Watch it. All right, more. All right there, viewers. She's got 6 likes and 17 viewers. 17 viewers. That's like a tiny bowling league. A real tiny bowling league with just 2 lanes.
At Ever Jamie's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here.
Oh, I see Great White North.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital.
There's Chris Cullen, 2028.
Digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start.
Things must be slow in the White House chat. I quit going there pretty much. Ain't really any fun.
Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over your
This is more fun. I'd rather sit here with fucking 3 viewers, go there and watch all their stupid fucking commercials. Where they make a penny every time you post, or whatever, however the fuck it works.
Tomorrow on the Chris Plank Show, President Trump.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. Hey, you want to go back to that? I'll go back to that, Patrick. I'm going to treat you just like you treat me. That's right. I've watched you post some fucking hideous shit about me in other chats there, Patrick, Patty boy.
And she wrote a great piece and has a great background on these things.
As soon as Doug said something to me about you're a good friend or whatever, and I don't know who you are, and he's vouching for you already, and it was too late.
Fox News, I said,
Patty cakes.
And this is the
JC desperately wants me.
They call themselves Democratic Socialists.
JC wishes that I was on her panel and kissing her ass and telling everybody how great she is.
They're Marxists. That's what they are. They're slums.
She's the best streamer. She has the best moderators. She has the funniest stream. It's just everybody should go to JC's. She's just so interesting.
They're excited about this. They're pushing this. In the biggest city in the United States, the wealthiest city in the United States, most diverse city in the United States.
We're talking about New York City.
Can you imagine if one of these people becomes mayor? He's a racist. He wants to tax white people in white neighborhoods higher. He's an anti-Semite. He believes in BDS and this also global intifada. He is a communist who wants to take over the means of production. He's unapologetic about it. He's basically Stalin with a smile. Big announcement coming up literally in minutes. Stick with us. I'll be right back.
So JC, right? At all of our holidays, so it's Canada Day. So you got Angie and all the other fucking stupid Americans that fucking support that bitch. Canada Day. Canada Day. Wow. Canada Day. Do you know the word Canada it has a meaning, right? And it comes from the Iroquois language. It comes from the Mohawk language. It means settlement. That's what it means. Canada means settlement. JC's ancestors really are from down around New Orleans, all those people that came up this way to explore and all that. I mean, some of them were French because, France helped America against the British all during that period of time. Right? That's why I say it's fucking weird in Canada. These motherfuckers, they got Queen Elizabeth on their money, but they speak French.
Youth Rehabilitation Services employee is found guilty of sexually abusing
That's why they're called French Canadian.
in the city's care. Prosecutors say between December of 2021 and February of 2022.
And JC changed their fucking story again. Now, were you born in Ogdensburg or no? Do you have proof you were born in? Oh, you got rid of it because you denounced your Americanship. It's just what you said. You're fucking fuck you, Wiggin, and fuck you, Jihad JC. JC, all you had to do was show a birth certificate that you were born in Ogdensburg, New York, and it would shut me right the fuck up. Right? Because unlike you, I don't make up stories about people and peddle the motherfuckers.
Says the Reagan building best supports the FBI's mission and people.
That's right.
This is the story.
JC, you want to come up and call me a pedophile? Let's talk about ODV. Now he's back at your chat. It would seem like if he really was a pedophile, all that fucking dealing, you wouldn't let him back up on your panel, but you do. Why is that?
Granger offers a broad range of quality products in next.
And he's fucking stolen valor.
Always play it safe.
I'm pretty much one of the very few who's actually showed his DD-214 on camera.
For the ones who get it done.
Happy kids heal faster. That's
I'm going to show it again.
Children's Foundation delivers
I almost pulled that fucker out today.
And more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does.
Thanksgiving. JC said, because I posted that Thanksgiving is traditionally is an American holiday, and nobody has Thanksgiving. We do. Oh no, Thanksgiving was first celebrated in Canada in fucking 1520. And,
Because you're not playing me with rapid fire takes.
Owls, I wouldn't doubt if you're ODV.
Honestly, I don't even care if you like all of it or not. I have a job to do. Scorching.
You know that, Owls? I wouldn't doubt your ODV.
He's the Spitfire of Sports Smack.
Because he's in here under a different name doing something. I guarantee you. Yeah, that's just a ploy.
Listen on your favorite platform. You've been warned.
Nobody knows ODV better than I do. I know how he is.
Save at least 50% on extraordinary restaurant product and entertainment.
ODV he's not as sneaky as I am. I can be sneaky.
Go to sweetdeals.com
Owls.
and start saving.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST, F, face drooping, A, arm weakness.
Do I need
S,
more tea?
Speech difficulty, T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association in New York.
Yep. All this time, ODV's never come in to visit me. I find that strange. She is. She's Creole. A lot of them are Creole.
Making sense of your world. I agree with you 100%. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You know, I wouldn't doubt JC was born in Ogdensburg because they don't have very good medical care up there. And the women have complications with baby, whatever, right? They come to the States. Especially if you have the money to do it. Now, if she come from that big of a family, her dad have that much money? Because it's not cheap to live in Canada. Winters are long and hard. It costs a lot of money to fucking heat a home.
Now the Trump coalition, Tea Party coalition,
And maintain it.
Patriotic Americans come from all over the country. They greet each other. They share stories with each other, to be with each other, to have a beautiful dinner, for us to meet, for me to talk about this new book on power, which is a very, very important book, and really a hallowed place, the Reagan Library. It is beautiful. It's the most beautiful library that's out there. And it's a great honor to have with me tonight the president and CEO.
There's Patrick Rowe in JC's chat. He heard me admit that I'm sneaky.
Who's doing a fantastic job out there. So, David, tell everybody what we're doing this year. And let me just suggest.
Oh, Patrick is like, why don't you just get a sex change, Patrick? Become one of the girls.
David, go right ahead.
Or Andy, why don't you go tell your friend Patrick? Just go ahead. Never mind.
Absolutely act quickly. Mark, we are so excited to welcome you back to the Reagan Library, the place that bears the name of the greatest president of the 20th century. And Mark, this is going to be your ninth. So excited. So here's the plan. You and I will have a conversation about your new book, and you and our guests will stay for a buffet dinner in our spectacular Air Force One pavilion. And I recommend that anyone within the sound of this broadcast go to reaganfoundation.org/Levin to buy tickets. And they should do it right now. With history as a guide, I know the tickets will sell out very quickly. So do make sure you go to reaganfoundation.org/Levin to secure your ticket right now.
And folks, I want you to know, David's not throwing something at you. This is absolutely true. We have a overflow section and once it's sold out, it's sold out. There's nothing we can do about it. And so we sell it every year. We sell it very, very quickly. I really want to see every year. Want to see as many of you as possible. This is the biggest event that we have, that they have each time we do this. There's no guarantee we'll do this every time. There just isn't. But this time, our friends at the Reagan Library, we have a tremendous.
You know, I got to address this, Rusty, what you were talking about. And there's your friend Jan in JC's chat sucking up to JC. And she come up here with you on the panel the other day. You know, I sat here and thought I really only wanted to talk with you, Rusty, right? Because Jan's doing her fucking thing. All right, like I'm supposed to like Jan because she's your friend, Rusty. But there she is, right, in JC's chat, sucking JC's pussy. Jan's chicken army. Ziggy's fucking girlfriend.
If I can elaborate, you have been so generous with your time. You literally.
Sorry for interrupting the program.
Starts at 1:30 on Sunday, the 17th of August, and the main program is going to start at 6. And historically, you have used all of that time from 1:30 until that 6 p.m. program start time. So it's really great. And so we're all clear. If people purchase a ticket, it gives them access to the buffet dinner, provides them the ability to tour the Reagan Library and Museum. And then we'll roll into the program, and people can also tour the plane that President Reagan used as Air Force One. So they can tour the museum from 4:30 to 5:45, see the event with you.
Thought I'd seen that name.
Go onto the plane.
Now I know I need
Air
to get a
Force One
drink.
plane from 7:30 to 8:30.
And you have fantastic events there at the museum, at the Reagan Library. The museum, like places that you have where people can spend time and look and do other things. So once I sign your book, you're not just milling around. There are literally tons of things to do in this fantastic library. Many of you who've come before, you know you got to get in line. You got to sign up as quickly as you can. I'm only doing 3 book signings. This is the only book signing on the West Coast. There's not another one. There's not one. This is it. And anybody who has been wanting to go to the Reagan Library or go back to the Reagan Library, this is where you pull it all together and you have a fantastic dinner. Again, we will all meet, and we're going to get into the guts of this book on power, which I think is crucially important now more than ever. I take questions from the audience. And you know, David, we have people we don't know, people we don't even expect show up, who sometimes actors and actresses, sometimes former governors, people of that sort. It's a lot of fun. You don't really know who's going to come. And it's exciting. It is, it's one of those events. It's fun. And I suspect when you walk away from it, you're going to talk about it. As a matter of fact, David, we've had many people, parents and grandparents, they bring their children and their grandchildren. They make it a real event. They enjoy it. They enjoy seeing it.
And Mark, they can make it a full day at the Reagan Library, because in addition to seeing you and participating in the book signing, there's that tremendous museum that tells the story of Ronald Reagan and his life, his presidency. We also have a remarkable special exhibition right now, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yes, literally the Dead Sea Scrolls from Israel are with us. So people, they'd have to buy a separate ticket for that, because that sells out too on the weekend. But they can come to the cafe, they can tour the museum, they can buy a ticket to go see the Dead Sea Scrolls. 8 scrolls, 2,000-year-old scrolls that reflect the foundations of Judaism and Christianity, and there are 200 accompanying artifacts. And on top of that, they get to see you and get their book signed by you. But I promise everybody, this sells out fast every time. So if you actually want to do this, go to reaganfoundation.org/Levin right now.
The Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean, I went already all the way to Israel to see some of this. So you have it brought back here. Folks, I didn't even know this. It's going to blow your socks off. What you see there, you're going to see the history. The history of how Judaism and Christianity began. These Dead Sea Scrolls, they were found in caves in the sides of mountains by people who were just sort of milling around, and miners and shepherds and so forth and so on. And they have a very sophisticated lab set up in the Holy Land to try and decipher them. And they're starting to do that. And the only reason they survive is because they were in these caves and they didn't get wet and so forth. They're thousands of years old. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Years, and they're the most. It's the most important archaeological discovery of the 20th century, or certainly one of them. And they're incredibly fragile. They're preserved by the arid climate there, and it's more than a display of artifacts. It's a journey through human spirituality and resilience in the enduring quest for meaning. So I can't think of a more special way to take it all in at the place that bears Ronald Reagan's name, with somebody who served his administration and carries forth the Reagan legacy and principles, Mark Levin. So we're just so grateful, Mark, that of all the places that you can come, that you've chosen this at one of only 3 locations in the United States where you will talk about your timely and consequential book.
So reminder, folks, Sunday, August 17th, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's when we'll start the book signing at the Reagan Library, Simi Valley, California. It's absolutely beautiful. You can honor the lives of the Reagans. They're buried right there on the property, as a matter of fact, overlooking the beautiful hills of the area and so forth, Simi Valley. And it's always very well organized. You're going to have a fantastic time. A lot of people who've been there know exactly what I'm talking about. But again, a lot of people who've been there are signing up right now as I speak. So if this is something you want to do it now. David, I want to thank you so much. One more time, where do people go if they want to sign up right now, tonight?
Right now, they go to reaganfoundation.org/Levin.
I don't know, deplorable. It was going on in Vegas. It's in JC's. It's something that Google and YouTube's doing. It's right in the system. Yeah. I have ingredients to make pancakes. I don't have any bacon. I don't have any sausage. I have a pound of ground beef in the refrigerator. I was going to have hamburgers for dinner. Or a hamburger.
his own man, but he has tremendous respect for Ronald Reagan. I worked for Ronald Reagan for 8 years. I never worked for Donald Trump.
I worked for Ronald Reagan. My whole time in the Navy, he was commander-in-chief. I voted for Ronald Reagan in boot camp by absentee ballot.
Be able to ask you questions when I get to meet each and every one of you. We get to have dinner there. And I did not know that the Dead Sea Scrolls would be there. That is fantastic. So you'll be able to check those out too. And this is incredible. I've seen some of this when we were in Israel. What was it? A month or two? Whatever it was, I'm losing focus on my time. And once more, west of the Mississippi, this is it. This is where I'm going. Not because that's the plan. It's just the way it is. I can't travel all over the country, do TV and radio. Some people can. I don't feel I'm treating my audience properly. And you'll notice it's on a Sunday. It's not during a weekday. We try for a Saturday or Sunday. And that's what we're doing in this.
Sun's bright.
So if you want to join us, I'm just giving word to the wise. Don't sit back. Go to reaganfoundation.org/LEVIN. reaganfoundation.org/LEVIN. You're going to have a fantastic time. I'm telling you are. And I'm going to have one with you. I'm very excited about this. We'll be right back.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. These days, when it comes to news, the World Wide Web is more like the Wild Wild West.
It makes you want to throw something, doesn't it?
So where can you go to make sense of your world online? Depends on WMAL.com. Get the day's top stories. Stream your favorite WMAL
Hair's getting
shows,
long.
Access our podcast archives and more. Awesome, hilarious, entertaining, educational.
Jet my speaker. Yep. Yeah. Reagan's the reason it went to not on my ship, not on my not in my Navy. They really started cracking down on drug use. Now, in order to volunteer and be a member of the submarine service, which Patrick Rowe, submarine service is a special fighting force. It's arduous duty. They get paid extra money for doing that work. That's a fact. You don't have to be a fucking soldier in a foxhole. That's the last thing we want to do is put boots on the ground so our guys get killed. You're a fucking moron. Duh, Billy, were you ever in battle? Duh, Billy, you never shot at. Duh, Billy, duh. I recruited for the Navy. It's against the law for a judge to let somebody go in the military to stay out of jail. A judge can be removed. That's right. A county judge, a town judge, a village judge, a city judge. It's different judges. You vote for your local judges, your county judge. They're voted in. I swear to God, somebody's here with malware trying to fuck with my shit. That's weird how that fucking picture does that. Either it's a fucking chink in the system, a glitch, or just the way it loads down. Somebody that I know very well explained to me how analog and digital work and when we're going to digital and right. If you don't think 90 days at sea on a submarine without seeing daylight isn't arduous duty, There, Patrick Rowe. You smell a piss more than I think you do. You yellow fucking. Look at you. Time is it? Hi, Rusty. The fuck is going on?
Making sense of your world. 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the markets. Because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app.
Just sitting here minding my own business.
You work hard. You work very hard. You play by the rules. You pay your taxes. You try to plan for the future. Try to put money away for when you retire. You have an IRA or 401k or whatever you have. Whatever it is. You want to help preserve what you've built. You get a little nervous. Because the debt is massive. The interest on the debt is massive. You don't know what these knuckleheads are up to. Well, that's the thing about diversifying with gold.
Commercial.
Gold doesn't depend on what the government does. Gold doesn't depend on what Wall Street does. Gold doesn't depend on what the stock market does, what the bond market does, whatever that is.
What would I do with a pile of gold?
It's a proven store of value. I can add strength and
What is
stability.
gold? About $3,000 an ounce now? Something like that? I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't follow the stock market. I don't pay attention to the business news. Haven't. I used to. I fucking do this now. Actually getting lazy. You see, I'm not cloning as much. Don't need to.
Call them right now. They're there.
Yeah, I don't know why they have that feature on there. Mine says 25. JC says 0. Mine says 25 XP with the crown. On mine.
Performance may vary. Should always consult your financial and tax professional. The number is 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Okay, well, you folks are, I hope, jumping in, contacting the...
All right. I do have company, and my nephew's here. So I got to mute for a minute. You guys can have the side chat.
ReaganFoundation.org/LEVIN. Zorhan
All right, that's over with.
You have a cultivator? Can I use that? I'll bring it back.
I'm live. What do you mean cultivator?
That, like the whole thing.
No.
So I can dig out a spot. I'll bring these back.
I'm almost scary to fucking transplant them out of them bags. You're gonna disturb them if
I'm
you.
just gonna leave them for a while. Well, I don't know.
I don't see why you can't just bury the whole. I mean, just leave them like that, because then you can move them and turn them.
I'll do some research.
No, that you can move them and turn them. Just that fucker will get root bound. Leave them right in the bags. Let them grow. Do not top them.
I might transplant. We'll see.
Don't do it. I did. My meter reads 7. JC says 14. But sometimes I have to refresh so it's reading right.
That's because this stuff is going on behind the scenes and you don't know about it.
I can't show you my pot plants now. They're on their way out to my nephew's house out in the country. So somebody walking by can't just snatch them motherfuckers.
At least 50% on extraordinary restaurant products and entertainment deals, plus amazing vacation packages. Live large and save money while doing it. Go to sweetdeals.com today and start saving.
I've already made my money, Yee Skirt. I was smart in my younger life. I worked hard and I saved. And I get a good retirement. Right there.
That's how you get a healthy option. Adult, reasonable, sober conversations. That's all I want. In-depth interviews, live.
I'm not saying I couldn't use a sugar mama. That'd be nice.
Conversations of the day. That's why I'm so grateful that we get to do this every day. You are really the best damn audience in media. The Vince Show.
After all, I'm old. I'm alone.
They used to say, go west. What they meant was go forward. Find your own way. Make something. Nothing.
I drink a lot of water, but that last one was tea.
Discovery doesn't wait.
Been drinking a lot of black tea lately.
Means to make the most of dawn, dusk, and every minute in between. The truth lies west. Discover yours at travelwyoming.com.
This is the story of the one who's responsible for keeping the leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER.
Happy Canada Day. Give me a fucking good grief. When should you be celebrating Canada Day? When was fucking Canada fucking established?
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, President Trump says after a long meeting with his representatives, Israel's agreed on the terms for a 60-day ceasefire deal in Gaza. He says on Truth Social that the Qataris and Egyptians will deliver the final proposal, and he hopes Hamas agrees to it because Gaza, things there will only get worse if they don't. President Trump will host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Monday. The Trump administration deals Maryland a blow by deciding not to build a new FBI headquarters in Greenbelt as planned, but rather to move the agency blocks away to the Ronald Reagan building. Maryland lawmakers.
1871.
Trump said in March of the Greenbelt plan.
July 1st, 1871.
The FBI says it would have cost billions of dollars and years to build a new headquarters in Greenbelt. Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey.
Congress controls the power of the purse. We've already spoken with respect to the funding for the Greenbelt site. CSA went through a multi-year process, actually more than a decade, to pick the Greenbelt site. And it checked all of the right boxes that made it the best pick.
He and others representing Maryland on the Hill say they'll fight the decision with every available tool. You won't see teens out late on their own in the district this summer. The D.C. Council passed emergency.
I was going to do something. I forgot what it was.
Curfew.
A lot of residents are fed up with the behavior
and we're asking for steps forward to a solution.
Do something I forgot what it was.
AMC Commissioner Edward Daniels telling 7 News roving teams have disrupted his Navy Yard neighborhood and supports the mayor's more stringent curfew that establishes a curfew for 17 and under, starting at 11 p.m. all week long for all of July and August. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
It also gives the police chief the authority to start the curfew at 7 p.m. in certain areas. After more than 24 hours of debate, the Senate passed the big, beautiful bill. Vice President J.D. Vance passed the tie-breaking vote to get the 51 needed. All Democrats and Republican Senators Susan Collins, Rand Paul, and Tom Tillis voted no. Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
We're fulfilling the mandate we were entrusted with last November and setting our country and the American people up to be safer, stronger.
Senator Chris Van Hollen says the legislation gives billionaires big tax breaks
while cutting very important investments to help the rest of the country, including people on Medicaid.
He says nearly 12 million Americans will get kicked off Medicaid. President Trump insists.
It's going to be a very much smaller number than that, and that number will be.
I just noted something else too. I just in Acid Trips chat. His number thing says 100.
Police believe the victim, Rosa Hernandez of Dumfries, had run out of gas and was walking to get some at around 5 this morning when she was.
Mine says 25.
95 near the Dale City Rest
Not sure the meaning of it.
Hernandez was in a travel lane when she was.
It's not in my StreamYard thing.
The gas can was found near her body. Her car was found south of the crash scene in the express lanes. The crash remains under investigation. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
A legal win for Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown and a
I listened to a thing on the radio where this woman somewheres in Indiana or some state out there, and she called in and complaining about the deer crossing signs that, that's not where the deer are crossing. She's saying that the state needs to put them where the deer are crossing. So almost like, the deer can read a sign. It was hilarious. So, like, the deer is supposed to cross where the sign is.
Coffee Corner. Our coffee has caffeine. Our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start.
Now watch that motherfucker burn my mustache.
Check from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house.
Something going on.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundle. Just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Here's Michelle Murray in the Hoodie Perfect Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic still slows on the inner loop of the Beltway from the Leesburg.
I'm going to peek in Vegas.
Continue from Old Georgetown Road to Connecticut Avenue and 95 headed to the BW Parkway, and slow again from Route 50 towards Central Avenue. You will find some slowing still on the outer loop of the Beltway. That is very heavy from Van Dorn Street to the Wilson Bridge, and just brief delays headed through Bethesda in towards Tyson's. In Fauquier County, there is an accident now on 17 southbound between Elk Run Road and Summerduck Road, and that currently blocks the right lane.
Same old garbage.
Work right now in District Heights that has eastbound
Same old fucking garbage.
Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAS Still Western forecast.
Jobs will close this evening. Morning showers tomorrow with afternoon clearing, highs in the 80s. Dry for the 4th of July. I'm 78 meteorologist. First day weather.
Right now, 79 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis in WMAL.
He's here. Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Just a reminder, people come and go in a program like this.
Don't come here and say we. There's no we between you and me.
We've now opened the
Sorry,
floodgates,
Yee.
essentially, to join us at the Reagan Library. There are a limited number of seats for dinner and for
JT
book signing and the big event that takes place. We now have learned that
JT has the most to lose out
as
here.
well. But I'm already looking
Yep.
at these sales.
He's got that reputation he's got to uphold.
ReaganFoundation.org/Levin. Reagan Foundation.
Don't you, JT?
LEVIN. I'm just telling you now, if you wait, you're going to miss out. So anybody who
Dr.
feels they're gonna be
JT,
there, August
really?
17th is the date. Sorry, I meant to mention that. Sunday.
You don't know
August
jack shit
17th,
about human
1:30 p.m.
behavior.
Pacific
You haven't
time,
been around enough people.
1:30 p.m. Pacific time. This
You've
will be
never
the
been
only
in
book
charge
signing
of
event.
anybody. I guarantee you've never been a
Actually,
fucking
West-
supervisor.
Western Virginia. More on that later.
JT.
But so this is
A lot
a
of
very
you are
big
in. I
event
mean, look at
because
Holler. Him
we
and
have a
that
very
fucking Vader, they
wonderful
don't
time.
fucking,
You can
they've
ask
never held a
anybody who's
job
been
longer
there.
than 6 months.
So if you want to jump
No
in, you better
gainful
jump in
employment.
now.
If it wasn't
I
for
mentioned
living
we're
at
down
home,
the
they'd
bottom
be
of the hour, but
fucking,
I'm already looking at the
they'd be
numbers.
broke.
So if you want to participate, it's August 17th. Book signing begins at 1:30 p.m. I recommend you come earlier and join the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibit, which is going to be fantastic.
There you are. Anybody interested
book
in the
signing.
Dead Sea
I don't wait till
Scrolls?
every book is sold. I'm
He's
sure
been
everybody's
talking about
signed,
it.
as you know.
Whatever they
We
found.
have a chat afterwards. And
I haven't really read up much up on it.
Very special place. The Reagan Library to me. Is
I
the
did.
place
I
to see
watched
life.
the first movie, The Planet of the Apes,
August
last night.
17th, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Brought
Go
back
to
a lot of memory.
reaganfoundation.org
And out in
/LEVIN.
space and the
If you forget that,
spaceship
it's
and
up on
the
the,
time
social
traveling.
media sites. We have a very special guest with us, and I read the piece that
The
she
second
wrote
movie
when it
was
on
Beneath
Fox
the
Digital.
Planet of the Apes.
And Azra Nomani.
The Forbidden Zone.
Azra Nomani. Any friend of Zudi Jasser is a friend of mine. He wrote a remarkable piece about this Marxist Islamist
Yeah, the
alliance
Forbidden Zone.
and how this has been in the works for a few decades now, and how their
Roddy
goal is to
McDowell's
destroy
in that
America.
movie.
Welcome to the program. Tell us what it is that you're conveying to the American people.
I think I said Angie
Yeah,
or
so
somebody
what it
looks
is
like
that
Roddy
we
McDowell.
We are friends without having spoken to each other.
McDowell, not
Yeah.
McDonald.
You have been a pioneer in this area of research.
I don't know if you're listening to Levin, I'm talking.
Want to just share with readers is 25 years ago, I was a Muslim, like many, who was watching the extremism around
A
me,
phone call.
but it didn't hit home until 9/11. And then it became very personal because I was a reporter at the Wall Street Journal, and my dear colleague was the journalist Daniel Pearl, who was kidnapped and murdered.
Slice his head off on camera.
He left my house in Karachi, Pakistan, and we hunted.
I remember that
we
vividly.
had kidnapped Danny for 5
Daniel
weeks,
Pearl.
and we learned with the world the brutal beheading that had happened of Danny. And you know his last words.
You're pissing me off, JC.
My mother is Jewish. I am Jewish. Those men that murdered Danny.
You too, Wiggin. You're pissing me off more than JC. Fuck JC. She's about as fucking irrelevant as they come.
Of our country and on our campuses.
The first thing, she's not
against
American.
Jews, against Israel, against America. And so
Second
for the
thing is
last
she gives.
2 decades,
She's
I've
what's
been
wrong with
studying
Canada these days. People
the
like her.
adversaries we face. And
Her and
what I've
Sebastian.
documented is that
A couple
indeed,
other of them.
we have a nexus of the far left socialists with the Islamists who believe in political Islam. And I think what probably caught your attention this time with this article is that
I'm reading your
the
chat,
rise
JC, but
of
I'm not listening to it.
mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani captures this true nexus that we have between the red, the green, and the blue, that is the Democratic Party. And this machine is working to dismantle America from the inside.
And it is amazing, is it not, how the media just report it like it's almost no big deal. They pretend that he's not the anti-Semite, the Jew hater, the American hater. He's talked about seizing the means of production. He really is this Marxist, radical Islamist mindset, right?
Yeah, he Yes, it's very true. And what I really wanted to capture in this article and in my book is why are these blinders on the eyes of so many Americans, even with the evidence right in front of our faces? I mean, Mark, you have said that. You have dared to say the S word for so many years, socialism. You have called them out as Marxists. They are self-declared. But yet when we have these protests on the streets run by groups like the Party for Socialism and Liberation, they're as blatant as you could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
The media simply reports them as anti-Americans, anti.
Uh-oh, lost connection. Oh, these fuckers.
Muslim establishment had a strategy in which they were going to racialize Muslims, turn us into a race, and play the victim card. And so in this new pedagogy of critical race theory, we became the oppressed, even though an extremist faction of our community was beheading innocent people around the world. And we ended up becoming the recipients of these donors that were funding the Democratic Party. And the evidence that I show in the column is a 2008 email from a top official at the Open Society Foundation, which is run by philanthropist George Soros. And it was an email that went to John Podesta, former Clinton senior advisor, and later Hillary Clinton campaign manager. And in that email, they laid the game plan to upend the Bush administration's national security policy, perform this moral inversion, and become victims in the national security space, so that today, what's the result? Zoran Mamdani declares that we must globalize the Intifada, and he can then literally weep in front of the camera claiming to be a victim of Islamophobia.
It is amazing.
I'm listening to this woman's talk.
Your point is, and your point of your article, and your great book, which is called Woke Army, the Red-Green Alliance that is destroying America's freedom. You can get it at Amazon.com. I encourage you to do that. And your point is this. Your point is they do exactly what they say they're going to do. Then they try to immunize themselves by claiming racism, Islamophobia, and so forth. I saw this over at Mediaite, which is a hard little...
That's what you do, Angie, JC, all you fucking Monica. God, you're disgusting, Monica.
So public, it's out here. I want you to listen to this. I want you to stick with me a little bit here.
Yes, absolutely.
I want you to listen to this.
You got to be patient.
So this is the Zoran Mamdani.
I'm listening to this.
We have to continue to elect more socialists. And we have to
this is the guy who wants to be mayor in New York City.
We are unapologetic about our socialism. Now, unapologetic about our socialism, when I mean that, when I say that, I don't mean that you're voting on an issue about, or you're saying hello to somebody and the first thing you say is, my name is Zoran, I'm a socialist. You can be smart about the conversations that you have and ensure that you're not...
In other words, what he's saying there is deceive them.
My name is Tassie Joe, and I'm schizophrenic.
They're going to get attack the system, attack capitalism, attack Americanism, deceive them, and then tell them what they're going to get. But do it in a way that's actually going to persuade them and so forth. So it's pretty sinister, isn't it?
It's very sinister, and some of your listeners might know the word taqiyya, which is our Muslim community, and it basically means gaslighting people, right? Like that's the
Taqiyya.
And the Muslim establishment groups do it all the time because they'll say, invite us to your interfaith dinner. We're going to bring diversity, and their diversity doesn't include a system in which you are unequal to them, but in fact, they are practicing their brand of Muslim supremacy. And these socialists are no different. They believe they are so much better than the rest of America that believes in free enterprise and individual liberties. And the really important concept that I want to make sure I talk about is one that I know is really important to Mark, is this 3 words, malign foreign influence, because Zudy and I are perfect examples of immigrants immigrant families that came to the United States and believe in the values of this country. We fight for this country every single day. But there are those from the left and from the Muslim community and from all over that are malign in their intentions about this nation. And they are supported and sponsored by actors overseas, from Qatar to the communist China and interest groups. And we have to be really clear about the fact that they want to sow this discord that we're seeing on the streets today. And so part of my goal is always to, just like you do, bring transparency to it so that our Americans can be inoculated to their propaganda. Yeah.
Now listen to this back and forth where Kristen Welker over the weekend will meet the press on this phrase, globalize the intifada. Now you and I know what intifada is. It's war. It's terrorism against the Jews and now the broader West. And globalize it means that wherever, quote unquote, Muslims are, go to war with the West. Go to war with people with whom you disagree, especially the Jews. So let's listen to this. Cut 4, go.
I want to ask you about an issue that has divided some New Yorkers in recent weeks. You were recently asked about the term globalize the intifada, if it makes you uncomfortable. In that moment, you did not condemn the phrase. Now, just so folks understand, it's a phrase that many people hear as a call to violence against Jews. There's been a lot of attention on this issue.
Look at the size of
So I
the
want to give
lips
you an
on that
opportunity
motherfucker.
to respond here and now. Do
Look at that
you
fucking
condemn
bottom
that
lip.
phrase,
Look at the size of that
globalize the
motherfucker.
intifada?
That's not language that I use. The language that I use and the language that I will continue to use to lead this city is that which speaks clearly to my intent, which is an intent grounded in a belief in universal human rights. And ultimately, that's what is the foundation.
So stop there a minute. Stop there for a second. So, Oscar, this is exactly how he does it, how he's been indoctrinated to do it, which is lie.
Yeah.
Right?
Complete gaslighting. I have traveled through the West Bank and I have felt literally with my finger the bullet holes, that have pierced through walls in the intifadas that have been a part of the violence. And I've gone to the Sabara where bomb blew up, killing innocents in Jerusalem. That is the intifada. And there's no getting around that except in their propaganda where, I've been on the streets now here, Mark, from Chicago to D.C., New York City, College Park, Maryland, and these Students for Justice in Palestine organizations that Zoran Mandani also led at his college are very clear that they want the extinction of the state of Israel from the river to the sea. They want a right of return, as they call it, of every single Palestinian that has ever had any roots in that identity. And they call it a civil democracy because they want a demographic overhaul of the nation, right? So that Israel is no longer a homeland for the Jews. And I will add this one last element, which is, unfortunately, among the extremists, there is that belief, too, in end times, And in their end times philosophy of extremist Islam, they need to control Jerusalem. And so that is the end game in all of this. And Rudy and I know this because we've studied it. We see it in our mosques. We know the truth. And I just wish that more Americans would open their eyes also to the realities of their goals.
Want to see my best impersonation of Rusty? That's Rusty. Gotti, did you get Wiggins' taste out of your mouth finally? Gotti, look at this fucking thing. Look at this fucking thing. Huh? You see, what the fuck this? What the fuck? Gotti, I watched the whole thing. There she is. There's everybody's fucking dream Annie. Hey, right there. Look at that. There she is. There's Andy wants that, right? Who else wants this? Somebody else wanted this. Look at that fucking spandex top she has on. Look at them fucking big old saggy motherfucking. You know, if you do this, that is a boy. That's a boy's face. Or it could be. That is a fucking true trans right there. That is a femboy looking fucking creature right there. Femboy looking creature right there. That's you, Tiffany. Femboy looking creature. I'm going to make this stick, bitch. Anybody want to disagree? That is a femboy looking creature. Her nose looks somewhat straight in that picture. I wonder if she kind of filtered it a little bit before she posted it. Now, she's 43 years old. Where the fuck are the wrinkles? Because she's got wrinkles and shit on her face. That is filtered. Wiggin, you want to talk about Wolfie filtering her shit? Look at that motherfucker. That looks like a boy. Who's William? I would never touch this. She's married. I would never fuck a married woman. No more than I would fuck somebody who's underage. About it, Wiggin. Come on up here, Wiggin. Chicken shit motherfucker. This fucking thing. She's mad at me because I won't say she's pretty. She's not pretty. She's pretty plain looking. That's about it. And she's even, I mean, she's for a boy, she's not bad looking, right? If you like boys. I'm bending over because that way I don't have to put my glasses, because I hate trying to read with glasses on. I don't wear bifocals. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He loves me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's been a hard dog's night. Hey, acid trip, you're right. I try to trim the Chihuahua's toenails, but I think I hurt her one time before and she won't let me touch her nails, so it's hard enough to keep that trailer clean as it is with the birds shitting everywhere. It stinks really bad in my trailer, but once you get used to it, you don't really notice it. I mean, look at her grimacing, trying to pose. She's sucking that gut in. Her name is Tony, not Tiffany.
And Danny, and the kind of thing that Danny would make me do. How do you know the doctor? Mark, I go to the database. There's 2,500 groups in it. Half of them are these socialist, Marxist, communist, Leninist groups. Self-described. They want to turn the Philippines communist. They want South Korea communist. It's everything that you've been preaching, Mark. The evidence is so there. And now we have this convergence of the Islamists with the socialists. And
I absolutely have the best picture of Mary Burney. That's it right there. She has nice teeth, it looks like.
We are the actual resistance. We are the ones. Like in the
Oh, it's hard to tell.
such brave people standing up.
We'll get a good close-up of them motherfuckers.
And investigating them, calling them out, refusing their tyranny. And I'm so proud of the people that
Looks like she still has her baby teeth.
who are smart enough to listen to you and brave enough to speak their truth, because that's what we all have to do as Americans in order to resist this tyranny.
Well, you're fantastic.
Logical.
Azra Momani. The book is Woke Army, the Red Green Alliance that's destroying America's freedom. Get it on Amazon. She's got a great piece on Fox Digital as well. It's just fantastic. And you're very courageous. Buddy Zudi's very courageous. And unfortunately, you reformers are in a small minority, but you're duking it out. You're doing the very best you can. But we're going to keep exposing this guy who's running in New York. God bless you, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
She's fantastic. We'll be right back.
We all know Americans are still recovering from the record inflation of the last 4 years. Now, some in Congress want to make cuts to Medicaid, a program that provides critical health care to 72 million struggling Americans, including veterans, people with disabilities, kids, and your friends and neighbors. 40% of American births are covered by Medicaid. Medicaid covers health care costs for a third of children with cancer. Working families rely on this program. It is 77.
But you want to guess on who that is?
Rural communities, many of these people voted for President Trump, but they didn't vote for this. If Congress cuts Medicaid, hospitals could close, and a lot of rural families will be hurt. No matter how you look at it, cutting Medicaid just doesn't make sense. Tell Congress not to cut Medicaid. Our health and our communities depend on it. Paid for by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Healthcare.
In Montgomery County, on the inner loop of the Beltway, traffic is slow from Connecticut Avenue to New Hampshire Avenue. Virginia side of the Beltway, inner loop in Tyson's, rammed up.
Vadar, you will never, ever, ever get this.
Also, the outer loop in Springfield is jammed up between the Springfield interchange and the Wilson Bridge. And southbound 95 in Newington, that's stop and go between the Fairfax County Parkway to 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Store and Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, storms ending, lows around 71. Tomorrow, morning showers.
This guy sent a dick pic to JC. He had a wrench in her chat the first year she streamed. That's Edward Jam. That's Edward Jam looking tough. There he is. There's Edward Jam. Look at the skinny neck on that motherfucker.
Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. They say age is just a number. And at Valvoline, we think mileage is too. No matter what the
Rusty.
There's a Valvoline motor oil formulated to keep you on the road longer and keep your engine running stronger. And now for
I'd smash this motherfucker right in the face.
Valvoline motor oil from your local Advanced Auto Parts.
That's one dumb motherfucker right there. There you are, rum, you dummy. Fucking. You look at that. You look at that picture. You can see he's like both eyelids. He has some type of fucking growth on it. He's got fucking warts on his eyelids, moles or something.
Are you smiling yet? Of course you are. After all, Ocean City, Maryland is somewhere to smile about. Plan your trip at OCOcean.com.
This weekend is what summer's all about, and Macy's July 4th sale is going on now, with deals on everything you need to celebrate. Hosting? Turn your backyard into a party destination, with 40 to 50% off outdoor entertaining. Beachbound? Turn heads in this season's hottest swimsuits, sundresses, and more. Get away with the kids? Superpower their summer, with 25 to 60% off toys from Nerf. Plus, don't miss Macy's 4th of July fireworks live on NBC and Peacock. Savings have already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, I'm Reba McIntyre. In life, you'll hear a lot of people tell you that you can do anything you want. I'm here to tell you that's true. Since I was a little girl, I dreamed of becoming a successful singer and entertainer. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance to find my success, but it was worth it. I never gave up on my dreams. Remember, you can never have a dream come true until you've had a dream. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be idle. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for your true insight.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
This is a major wake-up call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the vote, because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The Mark Levin Show.
You're all I need. You're all.
381-3811.
By the way, I don't have the foggiest idea if there's any seats there. We lost contact with our contact. You can also buy a plate to get the book signed. You don't have to come to the whole thing, although I would love you to do it. I don't make anything out of this, just so you know. Helps fund the Reagan Library, which to me is very, very important. But I fly out there because I enjoy you folks. Like I say, I don't know what's left, if anything, because there's no communication right now. Something has come up. I don't know if it's technological or what it is. It doesn't really matter. But I wanted to point this out to you. August 17th, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Reagan Library, Simi Valley, California. Now,
that's Chell, by the way.
Station in Los Angeles on Salem.
Kind of hard to see, but that's her avatar.
3 hours. So you people, I'm just saying, people who are not listening via that station but are listening other ways.
She a big woman.
Obviously, you can jump
wide line.
Because once that kicks in, I know it'll be over. So it may be over now for all I know, but I don't know. So you can go to ReaganFoundation.org/Levin, ReaganFoundation.org/LEVIN. I usually like to update you, but there's nobody there to update us right now. Where am I, Mr. Producer? Keep me straight.
Can anything be more gay?
Folks, let's be crystal clear. We're not done yet. The Marxists and the Islamists, the American Marxists, they thought they had it all figured out. They thought we'd roll over, stay quiet, let them rewrite our Constitution, change our country from the ground up. We've made progress. We talked about that early in the program. It's very exciting, as a matter of fact.
There's a fat neck on that motherfucker.
Through these lines. exposing the rock, reclaiming the truth.
Anybody watching? 8 people.
Using plain English, where they use propaganda to try and advance their ultra radical, dangerous agenda.
Is that fucked up? Everybody knows who this is, right? I don't need to tell you who this is.
Platform that's about planting a flag. It's about saying enough.
Now there's a screenshot right there.
For $8 a month, at 26 cents a day.
Kev's channel. Come on, you chicken shit motherfucker.
You can stand with us.
Come on, Kevin boy.
You're going to be entertained. The substance on our network is fabulous. Different people, different hosts, different ways of approaching our belief in liberty and rights.
Hey, Will Durant, want to see what Wolfie did for me once?
LEVIN.
This is why Will Durant he finally calmed down. All right. He put his picture on that. I had him, they put my picture on that.
Excuse me. And we've been doing this for 9 years. 9 years.
That's what I look like, clean shaven.
The things we talk about here are very, very important. But the way I do it on Blaze is very, very different. So I hope you'll join us. Again, it's just
come on.
26 cents a day. Go to levintv.com/Levin and use promo code Levin. And Levin is spelled LEVIN. So I hope you'll join us. Let's continue with this guy, Mr. Producer. Cut 4, go.
This moment of anti-Semitism in our country and in our city, and I've heard those fears and I've had those conversations, and ultimately they are part and parcel of why in my campaign I've put forward a commitment to increase funding for anti-hate crime programming by 800%. I don't believe
Anti-hate crime programming? You won't even denounce global intifada. Do you understand this, America? I put money in this. This is the way it works. I put money in that. We're going to fight this. He won't condemn his promotion of global terrorism against Jews.
That's Wiggin, by the way.
Condemning. He won't condemn it. Just keep listening. Go ahead.
To police speech in the manner especially of that of Donald Trump, who has put one New Yorker in jail who's just returned to his family, Mahmoud Khalil, for that very supposed crime.
No. Khalil. See what I mean? Look who he aligns himself with. Khalil, who's pushing the Hamas talking point. And there's civil suits taking place now that will expose even more of it. Just understand what you're dealing with here, America. Khalil is his example. Khalil. Go ahead.
Ultimately, what I think I need to show is the ability to not only talk about something, but to tackle it and to make clear that there's no room for anti-Semitism.
He's 33 years old. He didn't tackle crack. He is the biggest hate monger out there. He's a hate monger. He's telling you that he's going to tackle this and that. No, he's a hate monger. He's not tackling anything except us. That's who he is. That's what he believes. He's horrendous. We're going to seize the methods of production. That's Maduro. That's Castro. That's Mao. That's Stalin. That's Xi. Is he going to take that back too? Is he? No, he's not. He's not going to take any of it back because he believes in this stuff. He's going to spin it. He's smooth. He's been taught this. That's what they do. They talk this stuff. He wants to tax whiter neighborhoods with higher taxes. He wants to eliminate billionaires. There shouldn't be any billionaires. He wants to seize private property. What do you think about that? Claims to have grown up in the third world. No, in a quasi-third world, but he was raised in America and raised in a well-to-do family. They always lie about this. They always lie about this. It's like AOC. They used to call her Sandy Cortez. She was raised in Westchester, Mr. Producer. Is Westchester the Bronx? Yorktown or Westchester. That's even a nicer place generally, right? And so that's who she is. She's a liar. She's still lying about it. She's still lying about it. And she's behind this guy. She's excited. She thinks she's presidential material. So you get the Marxists who are thrilled to death. You've got the Islamists who are thrilled to death. What do you make of somebody who says he plans to target whiter neighborhoods with higher taxes? The wealthiest ethnic group of people in New York City are Indians, just like him. And so he's not going to say that, nor should he, by the way. Nor should he. He says capitalism effectively needs to be destroyed. What's capitalism giving us? And I think to myself, the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the car you use, and the house you live in, it's giving you that. This is horrendous. And it's an amazing thing to me. You actually have a Jewish Democrat in Jerry Nadler, who's endorsed this guy. Because that pig puts his party and his own political survival, he believes, ahead of everything else. Because he sees AOC, he sees this guy, and he sees trouble. He sees trouble. That's what he sees. His political trouble. So it's more important to him that he get reelected as a Democrat than he stand up against a tyrant. This guy's a tyrant who promotes global intifada because he won't denounce it. If he's not going to denounce it, then he's for it. We're not stupid. Pretty damn sickening. And yes, we're going to spend time on this. And we're going to spend time on it a lot. Let's go to cut 5, Mr. Producer. Cut 5, go.
You are a self-described democratic socialist. Do you think that billionaires have a right to exist?
I don't think.
All right, let's start. You see, he thinks it's funny. Now, he's playing to the Marxist stuff, class warfare. What if billionaires don't exist? That means Microsoft wouldn't exist, Apple wouldn't exist. We can go through all the things that have been created that have created enormous wealth for certain individuals and groups of individuals. And why does it matter to us if Bill Gates is a billionaire? Why does it matter to us if the Jobs family is billionaire? Look what they've created for us. Why does it matter if Bezos is a billionaire? He created Amazon, which is very helpful to us. And I can go on and on and on. Why is that? It's better that governments have trillions and trillions of dollars to tell us what to do, how to live, what we can eat, what we can wear, and on and on and on. If you're a billionaire, in most cases, you haven't inherited money unless your name is Alex Soros. But in many cases, you've created wealth. You've created things for people. And that's why you're a billionaire. And there's a lot of billionaires who don't remain billionaires. Just because you're raised in wealth doesn't mean you keep your wealth. Go ahead.
You are a self-described democratic socialist. Do you think that billionaires have a right to exist?
I don't think that we should have billionaires because, frankly, it is so much money in a moment of such inequality.
Let's stop. There it is. It's inequality. So if we don't have billionaires, there'll be equality. No, there won't. How many of you work your ass off every day? If you're in this audience, all of you do. Or if you're retired, how many of you did work your ass off before you were? If you're in this audience, all of you did. So you just have a Democrat Party that voted against cutting Medicaid for illegal aliens and cutting Medicaid for mentally and physically capable young men who won't work 20 hours a week. Now, let's pretend there's no billionaires. If you're an electrician or a plumber or a cop or a firefighter or a bus driver or whatever you are, and those people are sitting on their asses, some of them who are here illegally, some of them who can work and won't, is that equality? Again, pretend there's no billionaires whatsoever. Is that equality? Is that okay with you? Of course it's not. But here's what's not discussed. And again, it's in my book on power. Here's what's not discussed. What liberties and rights do you have to surrender to live under a regime like this? That says no billionaires. That says seize the productive assets of society. That says we're going to tax the whiter neighborhoods more. That says our grocery stores will be run by the city. What kind of liberty and rights do you surrender? What kind of government do you live in? You live in a communist, Islamist government where you will suffer, where you won't have abundance, where you won't have the food that you want, where you won't have the jobs that you want, where there will not be the tax base to give you all the freebies that they promise. That's what's never debated. That's why Meet the Press is a joke. She goes to one part to one extent, but you got to be smart enough to dig deeper and go further. There should not be billionaires, but there should be illegal immigrants on Medicaid, right? That's okay. He's decided there shouldn't be billionaires. What do people make a lot of money because they invent life-saving drugs, life-saving technologies? What's wrong with that? He says it's too much money in the hands of one person. Look, I'm not even close, but let me hear. What do billionaires do with their money? Do they use them to smoke joints? Do they make them in sort of marijuana? I've never smoked myself. They make a marijuana. What do they do with this? Do they just keep piling up cash in their house? What do? They invest in capital. They invest in research.
Never worked for a poor man. Jesus, somebody's got $1 million. I hope they pay me well.
Many things because they want to
Holy fuck. I'm not greedy. I just, I'll work for what I can get.
It's working. So they hire people. They hire electricians when they build. They hire plumbers. They hire bricklayers. They hire roofers. They hire construction workers. They hire.
You guys are fucking stupid.
You don't put it in your mattress.
Trickle down economics works, you dumb fucker.
Oh, you're white? We're giving the money over here. Oh, you're a Jew? We're giving the money over here. Oh, you're this, you're that, and so forth and so on. Is that okay? You saw this Doge, what they uncovered. All the fraud and bloat in our federal government.
Doge.
That's never going to change. Why? Because the people making these decisions, they don't have a role in making the money. They just have a role in distributing the money. You need an IQ of 7, and maybe that's high to be a communist. And same with an Islamist. That's all. An IQ of 7. Not much more. I'll be right back.
Mark Lopin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
Then here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
So let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Illuminating the issues.
There's a whole lot missing here in this story, isn't there?
Every day.
Why are we the only ones reporting this?
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
SweetDeals.com lets you spend less and have more. Save at least 50% on extraordinary restaurant, product, and entertainment deals. Plus, amazing vacation packages. Live large and save money while doing it. Go to SweetDeals.com today and start saving.
Hi, I'm Jamie McMurray, professional race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, you think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal race car for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
Hi, I'm Steve Garrett. Check out the only current podcast dedicated to America's sports car, the Chevrolet Corvette. It's called Corvette Today. Corvette Today is almost 6 years old. It's a weekly podcast. A new episode comes out every Monday night at 12:01 Eastern Time. Corvette Today also has a YouTube channel, so whether you like to watch the show or listen to the show, you have choices. And having choices in life is a great thing. Get everything on our website at CorvetteToday.com. I was choosing alcohol over my family. That's when I made the call. Now I'm finding better ways to cope.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
In times like these, savvy Americans are doing something the mainstream media won't talk about. They're diversifying with physical gold. Gold has stood the test of time, not for decades, but for thousands of years. It's a real asset, not a promise on paper. Doesn't get wiped out when markets crash, jump up and down like a roller coaster. Adding gold to your retirement portfolio is one of the most powerful ways to help protect your savings. And Advantage Gold is the company
That solves that
to
problem.
help you do it the right way. They'll show you how to legally move your IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver with no gimmicks, just solid protection and peace of mind. So call them right now, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. It's never too late to make your portfolio stronger, smarter, and more secure. That's 800-900-8000. Protect what you've earned with something you can hold in your hand and trust in your heart. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the headlines. Because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
It's kind of It's kind of now or never, folks. Go to the ReaganFoundation.org/live-in, ReaganFoundation.org/LEVIN. Our signing event, our dinner event, our huge event at the Reagan Library, which we do, is Sunday, August 17th, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to join, you need to join now. Word to the wise. In a few minutes, we lose New York. We'll pick up LA in about an hour, but still, if this is something you want to do, you really need to jump in now. And I encourage you to do it. I'd love to see it. Again, that's the ReaganFoundation.org/LEVIN. The Reagan Library in Simi Valley, August 17th on a Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there you have it. Word to the wise. I'm doing 3 signings. I'm also not signing any books in advance. Sometimes I've done that too. What I did do, though, was I read with Mr. Producer, we did record the entire audiobook from beginning to end, which is a first for me. And the reason is because the book is more concise than the other books. It's just packed. It's loaded, but it's more concise. You can get it at Amazon.com, of course. But I'm trying to encourage people who want to go to these, and I'm going to announce the other ones in short order too. But the Reagan Library has to prepare for the crowd, which is why we do that earlier, and which is why we pretty much press it today. We'll mention it a few other times because there is a overflow section, and people can come and just have the book signed. Get in line, just have the book signed, because again, it's the only place I'm going to be west of Reston, Virginia. So I just want to encourage you to. I don't know what else to say. If you don't act soon, you're not going to get in there. And I really want to see as many of you as possible. What do I owe you, Rich? People are feeling it, the pinch. And you feel it in the summer.
See what it does, because they changed the picture on it. See what it does.
You want to take a little vacation.
I changed the picture. Let's see what happens.
People do home repairs. Certain things
should have went back
because the weather is what it is that you don't do other times of the year. And if you're a homeowner, you probably thought should I call American Finance and to refinance and pay off this credit card debt? Then you second guess yourself because I've got a very low mortgage rate. I don't want to really swap that in. Well, you know what? It's not really a low rate when you consider what you're paying on your credit cards, like 25% interest. And so what do? You consolidate. That's the math you got to face. It's costing you thousands of dollars to do exactly what you're doing. Here's the truth. If you're only making minimum payments, the debt will follow you for years. That's why people are calling American Financing, because they're saving customers an average of $800 a month by using their equity to finally free themselves from this massive credit card debt. You owe it to yourself and your family. See what's possible. Get the stress off your back. No upfront fees, no pressure. It costs you nothing to find out what you could save every month. If you start today, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Here's the number, 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
All right.
Something ain't working right.
Don't forget, ReaganFoundation.org/Levin.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news.
Good humor here. If your summer's sounding a lot like this. Woo-hoo! Remember to make a little time for this. The sweet, simple joy of your favorite good humor bar, such as strawberry shortcake. With irresistible crumb coatings, creamy layers, and fun fillings, it's the ultimate summer moment.
Good Humor, the original ice cream truck brand, available at a grocery store near you.
Huh.
What would you give for a child you love?
This ain't showing that I'm backstage on this motherfucker.
To help them fight a critical illness. Just imagine what you do. See, wishes are so powerful.
That means that motherfucker can't be
make them
working.
real.
Right.
And give a child back their childhood. Even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
SweetDeals.com lets you spend less and have more. Save at least 50% on extraordinary restaurant, product, and
That's
entertainment
weird.
deals. Plus, amazing vacation packages. Live large and save money while doing it. Go to SweetDeals.com today and start saving.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk.
Hi, I'm Vince Colonnese, host of the Vince Podcast. These conversations where we can air all of this out without.
I can have up to 10 on this if I want.
With judgment, that's how you get a healthy country. Adult, reasonable, sober conversations. That's all I want.
In-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
That's why I'm so grateful that we get to do this every day. You are really the best damn audience in media.
The Vince Show.
Yeah,
Follow
that's
and
weird.
listen on your favorite platform.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News now.
A prediction from the Treasury Secretary. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Scott Besson says the House will follow the Senate in passing President Trump's tax and spending bill. He says he got that impression after meeting with the House Freedom Caucus this afternoon.
I believe that at the end of the day, they will be there for President Trump and give Speaker Johnson the ability to move this bill to the president's desk for signing this Friday.
On Fox's The Ingram Angle, the Senate needed Vice President Vance to break a tie when they voted on the measure this morning. President Trump says Israel has agreed to terms for a 60-day ceasefire in Gaza.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump says, "My representatives had a long and productive meeting with the Israelis today on Gaza," explaining Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize the 60-day ceasefire, during which time we will work with all parties to end the war. President Trump goes on to say, "I hope for the good of the Middle East that Hamas takes this deal because it will not get better. It will only get worse."
Fox's Christian Goodwin. The jury in the sex trafficking case of Sean Diddy Combs has reached verdicts on most of the charges against him. They've been ordered by the judge to keep deliberating.
Tomorrow, they'll return once again to try and reach a unanimous decision conviction on that count. Today, jurors sent back 2 no's. The last telling the judge while they had reached a verdict on the charges of sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution, there were, quote, unpersuadable jurors on the RICO charge.
Fox's C.B. Cotton outside the federal courthouse in Manhattan. The U.S. is pausing some shipments of air defense missiles and other munitions to Ukraine over concerns the Defense Department stockpiles have declined too much. The munitions were previously promised to Ukraine under the Biden administration. A White House spokeswoman says the decision was made following a Defense Department review. America is listening to Fox News.
Teens curfew set. I'm Sharon Reardon from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. You won't see teens out late on their own in the district this summer. The D.C. Council passed emergency legislation today to expand the city's summer teen curfew after recent incidents where groups of teens wreaked havoc in neighborhoods. This month and next, a district-wide teen curfew will be in effect daily at 11 p.m. The change will also allow the police chief to create extended curfew zones where it would go into effect at 7 p.m. Maryland's new tech tax may take a bite out of your next Zoom meeting.
Governor Wes Moore signed Maryland's new 3% sales tax on technology services into law. Starts today and includes Zoom, with the software titan now warning Maryland customers that the video and audio conferencing service will be subject to the tax, and that 3% tax will be passed on to users. Lawmakers in Annapolis okayed the tech tax despite opposition from minority Republicans in an effort to overcome Maryland's $3 billion deficit. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
And a woman was struck and killed before dawn on I-95 in Prince William County.
Police believe the victim, Rosa Hernandez of Dumfries, had run out of gas and was walking to get some at around 5 this morning when she was struck by a car on northbound 95 near the Dale City Rest area. Police say Hernandez was in a travel lane when she was struck. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The gas can was found near her body. Her car was found south of the crash scene in the express lanes. The crash remains under investigation. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Sharon Reardon. And now, here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Maryland side of the Beltway, you're good to go in Prince George's County and in Montgomery County. Now into Virginia on the Beltway, inner loop in Tysons. Traffic is slow from 123 to River Road. The outer loop of the Beltway in Alexandria jammed up between the Eisenhower Avenue connector and the Wilson Bridge. Onto 395 northbound in Arlington, traffic is slow from 110 to the Southwest Freeway exit in D.C. And southbound 95 in Newington, traffic is jammed up between the Fairfax County Parkway and 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, storms ending, lows around 71. Tomorrow, morning showers, afternoon clearing, highs in the 80s.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co. LLC. Used with permission.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, they once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Well, the big, beautiful bill, with some changes, I suppose, passed in the Senate, barely. Had to get some stuff to Murkowski. She's truly grotesque. And, of course, Susan Collins votes against. She's up for election, so the only thing that matters is voting for her, I guess. This guy Tillis is gone. He defended the indefensible, that is Medicaid without cutting illegal aliens and people who can work from the rolls. And, of course, Rand Paul. And Rand Paul has become a crackpot. And you may think he's the great one. He wants to cut this. No, he's a crackpot. That's what he is. He's a crackpot. And it's a big problem. And we're going to have Steve Scalise on at about 8:20, about 15 minutes. I don't want to get into all the arguments over this bill. I want to know what's in it. What's in it that we should like and not like? And I want you to remember something. They have a 3-vote in the House. You have over 200 members who are Republican, a 3-vote majority, right? I mean, anybody can blackmail anybody under those circumstances. That's kind of what Murkowski did in the Senate. But I also blame the leadership over there. They should have rolled that parliamentarian who was taking things out of the bill that the House put in. Again, the Medicaid issue. She's a bureaucrat. That's what she is. She's not in the Constitution. She has no constitutional role whatsoever. She's a parliamentarian. Big deal. Doesn't really mean a damn thing. And yet, she's got all this power. Are you okay with that? I'm not okay with that at all.
Wow.
I want to read something to you that's very interesting. We got a sense of this on our social sites. Iran's digital army exposed bots 240,000 posts tried to stop Trump's strike. This is from Hayden. Iran mounted a comprehensive campaign to undermine American public support for military action against its nuclear facilities by deploying a sophisticated bot network that disseminated hundreds of thousands of deceptive messages, according to groundbreaking research commissioned by the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism. This is how you also see some of these podcasters' numbers spike. And of course, CNN reports it, and Mediocre Eye reports it. A lot of this is phony. Phony. I think the horrendous anti-Semitic garbage that's on my sites, Mr. Producer, is partly coming out of Iran as well as other countries. Don't you? I mean, there are some out there, we know that, but not like that. We've been reading some pretty crappy stuff. I mean, a lot of it. The investigation, which analyzed social media activity on X during Operation Rising Line, intensified at least 100 fabricated accounts systematically promoting Tehran's strategic messaging. Beyond merely spreading disinformation to glorify Iranian successes while fabricating Israeli failures, Tehran invested substantial resources in targeting domestic audiences within Israel and the United States. Research has examined approximately 100 accounts. Actually, that's more than 1,000 accounts, exhibiting clear signs of automated rather than human operation. These accounts maintain continuous activity across all hours without typical human patterns of rest. Moreover, they generated content at superhuman speeds, posting thousands of messages daily. The content frequently appeared identical or remarkably similar across multiple suspicious accounts, strongly indicating coordination by bot activity. And I think that's exactly what happened on my sites, as well as many others. The Examine Network ultimately distributed 241,712 posts, reaching millions and millions of users worldwide. Iranian messaging operations divided into 4 distinct categories: promoting regime loyalty and the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, The bot network advanced Iranian nationalism, seeking to frame the conflict as targeting Iran's people rather than its government. A second message category targeted
Just
both
so
Iranian
incestual.
domestic audiences, Israeli citizens, with fabricated reports of Israeli military failures. These automated accounts circulated and manipulated imagery and AI-generated content depicting false scenarios such as Tel Aviv engulfed in flames or Israeli aircraft destroyed over Iranian territory. Additional message streams sought to characterize Israel as a terrorist state that murders children and massacres Palestinians. I guess this mommy is into this. However, the research identifies Iran's most significant, ready for this, most significant operation as systematic efforts to turn American public opinion against President Donald Trump's military action targeting Iranian nuclear infrastructure. You heard this from Carlson. You heard it from Bannon. You heard it from No Pants Gates. You heard it from the dumbest member of the House of Representatives, traitor, what the hell is her name? I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. All these people, basically, were spewing the Iran line. These accounts amplified messaging identical to Republican, here you go, critics of the military strikes, following Trump-advised claims that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu exercised control over the president. Iranian accounts circulated imagery depicting Trump as Netanyahu's marionette. We had that on our sites, Mr. Producer. Or a dog owned by the Israeli leader. We had that on our sites, too, depicting Trump as Netanyahu's dog. Research findings show Trump was consistently portrayed across the bot network as Netanyahu's puppet, according to the Ministry of Diaspora. The network also promoted anti-Semitic messaging, targeting the American Israel Public Affairs Committee and Jewish Americans like me, as allegedly controlling U.S. decision-making, echoing themes from American isolationist movements. Got that? The research notes, however, that Iranian bots did not directly coordinate with actual American opposition voices. No, they just regurgitated it. I don't believe this was that mediocreite, this piece, because it would expose them as mouthpieces for Iran. It would expose the Drudge Report. It would expose these isolationists. They were mouthpieces, and I said over and over and over.
Watch this.
Well, he was just got out of the Navy. Yeah, what were you running with, Billy? The Hells Angels, man? Where'd your Harley go, fat ass? Always trying to play it off like he's a big biker. At least Patrick has a bike. We figured that out. We do know that Patrick has one. Billy, you don't have one.
This motherfucker's assing out again.
Comes by with a fucking rice burner every once in a while. And you claim you're what, a Hells Angels riding a Suzuki 750, Billy? Is that what you're going to try to tell me? You're a fucking retard, Hayden. You know what they do here in California if you rode that piece of shit here? Somebody fucking push you off that bike and take it and load it onto the back of a trailer and kick your face in while they were at it. Yeah? That's what would happen to you in California. They'd steal your shit just like they took your lunch money in fucking elementary school. Remember that, Billy? Gotti, I've given a lot of thought to what you said the other night. I can't do it, dude. I can't go all in on the gay shit that you guys are doing. No, Billy's not triggering me, man. You got that wrong. No, I thought it all out, man. I just can't do what you and JT are doing. I can't sit there and let that guy feel my leg just to get some panel time. Yeah? Why waste my time? Because I'm bored. Because I'm fucking bored. And Billy, tried to tap out yesterday and told me he quit. If I quit, he just keeps going. So yeah, fuck him.
You don't make any fucking sense. Does this motherfucker know that's me cloning Gotti in his chat? That's not Gotti that posted in his chat.
But he got mad because we caught him. He got mad because we caught him with his head in that little girl's cookie jar. That's what happened.
Your metaphors are useless, Wiggin. You don't even know that I'm cloning Gotti in your chat. You didn't even know that was Rocky Goldman on my panel and me cloning him.
Go do your queer shit with those fags over there.
See, there you go.
And that guy is clearly a fag, dude.
And he's talking about psych, Gotti.
I don't care what you queers do over there. But that's some fucking queer shit over there, dude.
He's talking to you, Gotti.
I kind of followed you in there to have a look, but
Gotti, I cloned you. And I just posted in that fucking moron's chat, and he thinks it's you.
Can't do it. I can't participate. Sorry, guy. I'm not letting that fucking shit rub off on me. There's a hawk up over the top of me on my porch. That's some big fires here. Oh yeah, it's super gay over there. That's a bad look for you guys, Gotti. By the way, I know you don't know that. Because you got to stand outside of it and look into it, okay, to see it. When you're up there fucking rubbing knees with fucking homosexuals, dude, and you're digging it, yeah, it's apparent to everybody what you guys are all about. Oh, is that you, Billy? Well, it doesn't matter. See, what you don't understand is Gotti or no Gotti, if it's a clone, it still serves my same purpose. You guys are stupid that way.
No, you're stupid. You thought it was Gotti. Now you're trying to take it over. Now I'm turning you off. Bye. We ain't listening to you now. Fuck you.
Christians and Jews was on the ground throughout the crisis to help provide wide-scale food distribution along with critical first aid.
Back to Levin. Fuck you, Wiggin. I just triggered your dumb ass.
Place new bomb shelters across Israel, along with first responder flak
I did it again, Wiggin.
Emergency vehicles. Now is the time for all good people.
I fooled you again, you stupid old fuck.
To learn more about the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews life-saving work, please visit levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of world events. Because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Ice Cube. Ice Cube. Oops.
Right under the button there, baby. Steve Scalise, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Mark, how are you? I'm doing great. Great to hear from you again.
It is. You're a good man. It's always good to hear it. So just, without getting into all the back and forth, tell us what is in the bill that we should like. And tell us what the Senate changed in the bill that you guys now have to wrestle with, if you don't mind.
Yeah. And I'll start with that first part of your question, because frankly, Mark, I think that's the part that gets lost too much is people talk about what they want in or what they don't want in. But let's talk about what's actually in the bill that is great for this country, and it's all the Trump agenda. Donald Trump ran saying, number one, I will not let anybody's taxes go up. And I think a lot of people might not realize, but if Congress does nothing, takes no action, everybody who pays taxes in America will see their tax rates go up dramatically. It'll be about a 60% tax increase. We obviously don't want that to happen. Kamala Harris wanted that to happen, and it was a big part of the debate. President Trump was clear, we're going to prevent the tax hike from happening. And so that's in this bill. He went further and he said, if you work for tips, if you work overtime, you're not going to have to pay taxes on that money. That's in this bill. So if you're, the every Democrat in the House and Senate has voted against this bill because they want a tax increase. They want more money for Washington. But also they're hiding behind this lie of it's tax cuts for the millionaires and the billionaires. Think about this, Mark. The average work pay for a worker who works for tips is $32,000 a year. There's no millionaires or billionaires benefiting from the new tax provisions. And that's no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. And so if every Democrat's going to vote against working people in America, you know, you're working 3 shifts at the diner or your local restaurant, you're working overtime at a factory, and you're being away from your family, but you look at the paycheck and you go, is it really worth being away when all this money's going to the government? You're not going to have to pay taxes on that anymore. And it's only because Republicans in Congress worked with Donald Trump to deliver, and every Democrat's voting no. So that's in the bill, and that's going to be a big relief to working families, and it's going to help boost the economy. We also deliver on border security. So Donald Trump, again, ran on a border security campaign. He's delivered on a lot of that, Mark, as you know, and you've reported it. However, he's running out of money to deport criminals. He needs more money. He needs more money to finish building the wall. That's in this bill. He needs more money so that our Border Patrol agents, it's embarrassing right now. The drug cartels of Mexico have better technology than America's Border Patrol agents. It's a real problem. They've been talking about it for years. Biden didn't want to fix it because he didn't want them controlling the border. Trump wants to fix it, but that costs money to give them drones and night vision goggles and other things. That's in this bill. We do some things to strengthen America's defenses. So all of those things are in this bill. Some other provisions that are focused on growing the economy, lowering inflation, lowering interest rates so you can go buy a first-time home, and then getting America's economy back on track, producing more energy in America. We all ran on that. We delivered in this one big, beautiful bill. Everything from opening up more energy, exploration and production in ANWR in Alaska, all the way down to the Gulf of America and every point in between. We'll be producing more energy. That's bad news for Putin. It's bad news for Iran and Venezuela, because America will be energy dominant again. That's in this bill. So all of those things are in the bill, and it doesn't happen if we don't pass this bill, which is why it's so critical. So obviously you've got fault lines. You know, gee whiz, we want to cut more. I wish we could cut more, but guess what, Mark? This bill cuts over $1.5 trillion in waste, fraud, and abuse. You know, work requirements, making people get back to work again instead of sitting on the government.
Hold on, let's hit this Medicaid. You're trying to save Medicaid, for God's sakes. We want people off of Medicaid who won't work 20 hours a week, yet have the physical and mental capacity to do it, and they're sitting at home collecting freebies, and you want to take illegal aliens off. The Democrats voted against removing illegal aliens from Medicaid, so you're trying to save the program, are you not?
Yeah, the program is going bust, and if you're a disabled person or a pregnant woman, the people that the Democrats hide behind, the program's going bust for those folks. It's not working for those folks because they're getting crowded out by the illegals and by the 35-year-old able-bodied guy who's sitting at his mom's basement, turning down work while playing video games all day long. Well, guess what? He's going to have to get off his butt and go to work. And that's going to make the program work better for the people that truly do need it. That's in this bill.
Let me, Mr. Producer, cut 10. Let me play this Chuck Schumer line for you, because these guys, they're basically sloganeers, you know? You've got to explain what's going on because they hit you with slogans. Cut 10, go.
Today, Senate Republicans betray the American people and cover the Senate in utter shame. They betrayed the American people and covered the Senate in utter shame. In one fell swoop, Republicans passed the biggest tax break for billionaires ever seen, paid for by ripping away health care for millions of people and taking food out of the mouths of hungry kids. This is not a big, beautiful bill at all. That's why I moved on the floor to strike the title. It is now called The Act. That's all it's called.
By the way, that's his microphone. That's not our audio problem. He can't even get a microphone to work. You know, Steve Scalise, how do you stand these psychopath liars that just get up there taking the food? Can I ask you a question? Isn't the budget still going to be trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars?
Trillions. And Mark, it's going to grow. It's just not going to grow above inflation in some of those areas. And Chuck Schumer knows he's lying, by the way. This is the same guy, remember, who said, if you like your health care plan, you can keep it. If you like your doctor, you can keep it. And he voted for Obamacare. And then millions of people lost their doctor and lost their health care plan. So this guy's got no credibility. And here he is lying yet again. It's what he does for a living. And it's sad because there are some people that maybe want to believe him. But let's look at the facts, okay? Look at what he said. Look at what he said on the Medicaid side. The only people that are losing Medicaid are fully able-bodied. Again, the able-bodied people who are crowding out the disabled people. And it's work requirements, Mark. And if they still go look for work, they can still get the benefits. So they have to look for work. They can't turn down work. So that's in the bill. No kid is going to lose SNAP benefits. You know, pulling food from the mouths of babes. Is he in Rwanda? What country is he talking about? In America, every kid that is eligible for SNAP and food stamps still gets it. You know who doesn't? The able-bodied adult who's turning down work and is able to go get a job. If you lose your job and you're down on your time and you can't get a job, those programs are there for you, but they're getting crowded out by all of these people who are turning down work just to sit at home. We know this all started and got worse during COVID. We're ending this party. You know, you can still sit at home. Just don't ask the taxpayer of America to front $40,000, $50,000 in government giveaways for you. So these programs will work better. And by the way, tax cuts for the billionaires, who's he talking about, Mark? There is not a tax cut for billionaires in the bill. I thought Chuck Schumer would have read the bill. They made him read the bill on the Senate floor. It took 14 hours. They read it. He must have been sleeping when the reading happened because he would have seen that the only tax cuts in this bill go to the $32,000 a year waiter and waitress at your local restaurant who won't have to pay taxes on tips, and the shift worker who's working overtime who won't have to pay taxes on the overtime. Not the billionaires. Current rates stay the same, so nobody's taxes go up, which Schumer wanted, but there is no tax cut for billionaires in the bill. It's a lie they've been telling, by the way, since 2017 when Donald Trump passed the first Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and grew this country like we've never seen before.
Is this not a party that supports this guy in New York who is a Marxist Islamist? Is this not a party that supports Tlaib and AOC and Omar who hate this country? Is this not a party that is gutting the nation, that had open borders and had illegal aliens and terrorists and criminals come across the border, didn't blink at all the women sold into sex slavery and all the children sold into sex slavery? You're right on, Steve Scalise. God bless you, my friend. I hope you're doing well, by the way. I'd love to have you back soon. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm George, an economics major at Hillsdale College. Here's Hillsdale President Dr. Larry Arnn with the Constitution Minute.
The Declaration of Independence is more than a bold letter to a British king written by upstart colonists, although it very much is that. The Declaration explains the promise of America, that all men and women are born equal in their possession of natural rights, and that the proper exercise of these rights can lead to a full and deeply satisfying life. Just as the Declaration explains America's promise, the Constitution upholds that promise. Its purpose is to protect the rights of all of us, our natural rights. This establishes the possibility, not the guarantee, that we can have a good life. This is true freedom.
To learn more and get a free pocket constitution, visit constitutionminute.com.
This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College.
It's sunshine savings at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Plenty of late model vehicles with low miles on the lot right now, like a loaded 2016 Lincoln MKX, only $15,999, or a 2020 Acura TLX. Beautiful. Low miles, just $27,999. A 2018 Toyota 4Runner, 59,000 miles, would look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Widget Auto Sales on out of Washington Street, and see them online at widgetautosales.com. The used car leader.
Lowe's knows how to help you save. This July 4th, get up to 40% off select Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Plus, get an additional 10% off when you buy 2 or 3 select major appliances. And when you buy 4 or more, you'll save an additional 20%. Find the right appliances and features that fit your kitchen's unique needs and style. Shop Whirlpool 4th of July deals at Lowe's. Valid through 7/9. See Lowe's.com for details. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Selection varies by location.
When duty calls,
The USO keeps families close because love knows no distance. A bedtime story from a deployed parent, a care package from home, and at USO centers, military families find comfort, a place to share, relax, and connect because no one serves alone. Learn more at USO.org. The USO is not part of the U.S. Department of Defense and is a standalone 501c3 nonprofit organization serving active military service members.
You're pretty smart. When people talk about you, too smart comes up a lot. So why are you trying to prove them wrong? Why aren't you pushing the limits of science and powering the nuclear engines of the world's most powerful Navy? If you were born for it, isn't it time to make a smart choice? You can be smart, or you can be nuke smart. Become a nuclear engineer at Navy.com/nukesmart. America's Navy, forged by the sea.
Making sense of the border.
Homeland security is right there at the tippy top of American concerns.
WMAL's Vince Colonnade, weekdays at noon. You've got to be tough. News Talk 105.9. WMAL, making sense of the news.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want, like all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot, and turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
At Emory University, we are guided by a shared purpose and a spirit of collaboration. Students here push each other to think creatively and work together because we believe different perspectives lead to new ideas. We know that Emory's mission to create, preserve, teach, and apply knowledge in the service of humanity takes all of us. We do together better. Learn more at emory.edu.
It's sunshine savings at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Plenty of late model vehicles with low miles on the lot right now, like a loaded 2016 Lincoln MKX, only $15,999, or a 2020 Acura TLX. Beautiful. Low miles, just $27,999. A 2018 Toyota 4Runner, 59,000 miles, would look perfect in your driveway. Hey, the sun is shining at Widget Auto Sales on Out of Washington Street, and see them online at widgetautosales.com. The used car leader.
They say age is just a number, and at Valvoline, we think mileage is too. No matter what the number on your odometer reads, there's a Valvoline motor oil formulated to keep you on the road longer and keep your engine running stronger. And now for a limited time, when you buy any 5-quart bottle of Valvoline motor oil from your local Advanced Auto Parts, you also get a free Valvoline High Mileage Club t-shirt and keychain. So stop by your Advanced Auto Parts today, pick up a bottle, and join the club. See complete rules at promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advanced/high mileage club.
Making sense of your world.
Greatly appreciated.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I love listening to you.
Making sense of the news. Washington's best way to wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
Mark doesn't suffer fools well. So, if you're a fool, don't call 877-381-3811.
Well, we're down to the final days of Pure Talk's heartfelt effort to give away 1,000 Allegiance flags to deserving veterans in time for the Independence Day holiday. Think about the feeling of flying a beautiful American-made, top quality, handcrafted in Charleston, South Carolina, American flag, honoring the country you faithfully served. Because of efforts like this, I'm proud to endorse Pure Talk. It's a patriotic company founded by a veteran. That's why I'm proud to be a Pure Talk customer. They share our values, folks. They stand up for our veterans. That's what they do. It's not too late for you to help. Switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk right now and support a company that will provide these flags to our veterans. And look, with plans starting from just $25 a month and with incredible coverage on America's most dependable 5G network, you're going to be saving money and supporting a great cause. Do this, folks. Dial #250, say keyword Mark Levin so that Pure Talk knows Our audience wants to support vegetables. Now, pound 250, say Mark Levin, switch today. Pure Talk, my wireless company, America's wireless company, can be your wireless company. You really ought to check it out. Again, that's pound 250, say keyword Mark Levin. Let's see. Let me, we have some calls.
Did you hear what that fucker said?
All right.
He said, I do all
Let
the
us go
heavy
to Kathleen, Long Island, New York. How are you, Kathleen?
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Oh, God, she's
Good. You were amazing at the keynote. I watched the whole thing. You were off the charts. I know you don't like people to call in and compliment you, but you know what? Too bad.
Were you there? Or you saw it online?
No, I saw it online. I wish I was there, but I am a Christian United for Israel. I'm actually a Catholic United for Israel. I've been pro-Israel, 25 years, whatever it is. And my closest friend is Orthodox. I live right on the border of the Orthodox area, and her husband's a rabbi, and he told me to tell you that you're not only a mensch, you're the mensch.
Wow.
Yes, they love
There
you.
are some people that hate me even more.
Right, so I wanted to tell you, and I also learned from you and from growing up over the years that we conservatives, we practice what we preach, but socialists and liberals don't. For example, like if I'm walking by and I see a shop that doesn't allow guns, I don't go in because I carry one. And if you hate Jews, you need to not use any products that were invented by Jews because there are quite a lot of them. Not only in medicine, which I practice, but in life. Like the camera that you use for FaceTime, that was invented by a Jew. The first camera phone invented by a Jew. They have glaucoma, cataract removal. And you don't have corneas, and they can't find a donor for a cornea transplant. There's a machine invented by a Jew that you can get a man-made
oh, no, you're not.
thank you. So if you hate Jews, don't come to the hospital because you're going to have a very hard time. Antibiotics started with Jews. The rest is endless, which I know you know.
Well, how can you give me the long list that the Palestinians have invented?
Oh yes, nothing but menace and evil and disgusting things.
I mean, it's the same with America. Western society, what builds things? They develop things. It's a very humane way of thinking. Western society, the Judeo-Christian thought process, even Reformed Muslims and so forth, that have gone, people that embrace the Enlightenment, the Reformation. If you're a 7th century throwback, you're into killing and destroying. That's it. That's it.
No, and they don't do anything. Like socialists, like this guy running for mayor in New York. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't even want to. I really don't think he's going to win. I think Curtis is going to do it, and I'll tell you why. I have my Israel flags, I have my American flags all over my car, and I'm telling you, and I go into Brooklyn to go visit patients at home. Everybody likes Israel. Jews, Christians, Hispanics, Black people,
Trust me, everybody does. Trust me, everybody. We even have these isolationists who claim to be a man. They're fake now. They trash Netanyahu, they trash Israel. They sound like, Bernie Sanders and Islamists.
Try to get I need people to understand what these goddamn diabolical. I don't care. I'm going to dress up like this. I'm going to let you. These fucking witches, goddamn Luciferians, yes, they're going to use AI. And there it is, right there. Rusty's telling you. That's what these nasty ass motherfuckers are all going to do.
When you have people who put their faith in political ideology and a political party before they do the actual thing, it's not just Jews, unfortunately, they're them. But the Catholics to vote for people who want to vote on demand and that sort of thing. These are people who are not really people of faith. They're born Catholic, born Jewish, whatever it is, but they really don't believe. They just don't. You're a sweetheart. Thank you for your call. I really appreciate it, Kathleen. God bless you, my friend.
Think I'd let you get around my kids?
Let's continue. Steve in Brooklyn, New York. Go ahead, please.
Yes, hello. I wanted you had a comment on the things will be really be talked about. But I wanted to talk about the billionaires. And thanks to the billionaires, a lot of them billionaires maintaining and building hospitals. They maintaining the judicial system. They bring in the energy. They bring in all the oil that people using in their farms. That's why that's you go to these massive, beautiful,
Just because somebody
cutting-edge
feels
hospitals.
sorry for you at the moment,
They put their names on it.
It's okay for them to move on, but you and I can't move on, right?
and I mean, look at me, man. Look at my life, the way it was way back then. I was drinking. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was not seriously wrong.
They do
And
the
I'm
same
sorry
thing.
if you want a
All over
rock
the place,
star.
they put their money.
Yeah,
And so
I
I
would
would ask
suggest that
this
time you go
Mondani
after
guy,
Mr. Big
what's he ever
Bucks.
given? What's he ever
There's a
given
guy
anybody,
trying
Steve?
real hard. Yeah. There's a
Oh,
try hard.
I think you has a good idea. Why doesn't he do them in his own country?
Oh yeah, you got
We don't need a person with new idea. We don't need a person with social ideas. Social ideas have been tried. You know, so they give it to them. They try to learn law from us.
Right. They've been trying to California.
Fuck
Yeah,
out
that's
of your
very
ass
easy.
and you
Thank you for
fucking
your comment,
terrorist
Frank.
motherfucker.
Gotta keep
So
moving.
suck on Village Balls, ass.
Nancy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the mark you're in at. Nancy, how are you?
Hate bond with Billy Hayden.
Well,
Fucking
thank you.
acid. You son of a
Mark, I once won a
bitch.
contest
Suck on
when I
Billy's
answered to the
nutsack.
question of what is the best
Be an
oxymoron.
American.
I said
like an-
democratic
Now you're
socialism.
timed out. You want to come
To
on the panel?
simplify it
Ask
for
I'll kick
people,
your ass.
democracy
Come up
is
here,
when
fuckhead.
people
Yeah, I'll
are in
give you the link.
charge of the government.
Come up here and cry.
Socialism is when the government is in charge of the people. So whenever anybody like the New York candidate for mayor, on the Democrat ticket, AOC, Bernie Sanders, or any of the rest of them, use that phrase democratic socialism. We're using a term that sounds so good and nice.
Let me see somebody desperate motherfucker has a trip. You're another loser in here. You're another fleshling fucking screamer who can't get shit going on in here.
That's what they are. They lie. They come up with
All I want
phrases,
to point
attack
out is
slogans,
not
they come up
against
with
you guys. And if you
terminology.
want to be
But the
Taliban,
people need to
you
understand what
gotta
it is
hate
that
them.
they're giving
It's
up
like
and
it's
change the
$2
for
down
living.
and all.
Some people
I
don't
don't
give a
really
damn.
stupid.
So they'll
That's
vote
not
for
my
their own
problem.
tyranny.
My problem is
And the
Billy
world has
Hayden,
seen
the
this over
great
and over and over
American,
again. Then when it's too
signing
late,
up with a Taliban
then when it's too late, it's too late. Thank you for your
That's
call,
my
my
problem.
friend. Excellent. Just keep going.
And I
Mark
think it's
Jackson,
funny,
New
to
Jersey.
be honest with you. I
How are you,
commend
sir?
you for asking Billy Hayden out.
Thank you.
To be honest.
We're
So let's talk
talking
about how you passed out
Solomon
Billy
Valley
Hayden.
and
And
what
don't come
disaster
out
he is,
singing like
and
for anybody
we
else.
also hate to have a common pretty with them. I think we also have to keep talking
This
about
ain't your
the positive
playground, bitch boy.
action, right? You had
Just
Freddy
like Billy,
on
you sit
the
there and
show
cry
a
about
couple days
everybody
ago,
you
and
talk
I
to.
totally
Like,
believe that
you
you
like
ignored
that.
them and that
You
you
could
support
have
them.
been
But
somebody.
I think, from now on,
I
instead of
might
yelling
even
and
have given
ranting
you some
about
support. I might have
a
endorsed
lot
you
of
at
people
one
that
time.
people are doing
Did
things
just
that
the
you
same
don't
shit
know what
Billy
you can
did.
do. You know, Uganda is terrible. Everyone goes
Yeah,
up
you
for
could have
credit.
been somebody.
People
As
Ask
you
him,
heard
look
me
at you
yesterday,
now.
I also said,
Yeah, you're just a
and
starving
Cuomo
fucking
and Mara
artist.
to get together and figure out who they're going to get behind, because otherwise we're going to lose.
Anytime, no rules, fine. I know you're gay. Why don't you go over there and hang out with that faggot Psyche along with God and
You know,
JT?
he's looking around the
But Cuomo had his
I think
chance to
that
blow
guy
it,
would
didn't he?
love your
He
top
blew it in the
ring, dude.
Democrat primary. He's a lackluster candidate with a
Yeah, that guy
not
get a
just
full
baggage,
on
but
fucking
baggage after
wood, man.
baggage after
Gotta
baggage.
look at that. Stick your tongue out in front of
Remember,
that
he
guy.
ran away
Yeah,
from his
watch
own
what happens.
party. He's walking
That
around
guy
now
will
with
fucking,
a
that's
corpse.
all. Fall
Looks
in
like
love
he
with you.
died
Grab you by the
500 years ago,
ponytail and
and he has
fucking
nothing
drive
to
you
bring to the
fucking
table.
off the
He
lot
dies
like
for
a
sandbox
goddamn
or
brand
sandbox.
new car. Yeah?
Mayor Adams didn't do it, but he's not so hot either. And he wasn't, for him, he thinks that Ron Mondani is the second coming because now everyone said, oh no.
Yeah, but you just said we're not coming up with a solution. And your solution is going to be what?
Okay, who's typical Chaplin? Show me your pig, fuckhead.
Okay, that's fine. I said I endorsed him.
Is that you,
But
Will?
these three better get together and get behind somebody or they're going to lose. You can't divide this vote and then this maniac slips it through. By the way, history's filled with examples like this. Whether they're fascist regimes or Marxist regimes or whatever they are. They were so busy fighting among each other that a real enemy of the people gets elected. You
gotta give me something else like that.
You just sit down and make a decision. If Cuomo won't, Alec DeMayo's willing to do it,
That's you
Legal
asking.
really is the best alternative from our point of view. But it's going to take somebody or some group of people to figure this out. Because I'm telling you right now, it's not because Mark says so. The numbers don't work. They do not
They don't
work.
really care about
Thank you for your call. They don't work. We'll be right back.
What do we got show?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
I'm Brent, and I've been on Nutrafol for almost 5 years now.
That was me watching Tiffany, which I do watch the casting. And damn, she's fucking hot. And damn, she's fucking hot. Damn, she's fucking hot. Damn, she's fucking hot.
So that's Tom Flash rubbing it in her face. Yeah, that's doing a Will Durant thing.
I loved it, man.
Does that bother you, Rusty? That Tom Flash? Okay, that's
somebody.
All right. All right, we got a superstar here.
Why have you dragged me out? You dragged me out of my cave. What do you want?
I just wanted to commend you on your fucking Assonville eating out. Yeah, completely up there on your battle. Yeah, that was nice work. You got it done.
Huh? You liked it?
Yeah, here's Mr. America going up on your.
You're going to drag me around by my ponytail and all that. I'll bet.
That was really great work. Now you're coming up here. This is going to give Billy a little more reason to cry. So yeah, it's all good. Oh yeah, Billy's going to get mad that you're here. Billy got mad because who was here last time? Oh yeah, Billy got mad because Gotti came up here. Oh my God, Billy got furious. Yeah.
I don't know, because it sounds like you're a bit angry and shouting all the time on these streams, man. And since last week, what happened, man?
You think I'm angry?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It seems like it is always.
I'm laughing my ass off. Well, since we're going to keep together up here, we might as well do some gay shit, right? What do you think?
No, we'll.
Do some gay shit. Come on, flex. Come on. All right, you want to see some titties? Here you go.
All right. Let's do some push-ups now on top of each other.
Oh yeah, let's do some push-ups. Yeah, let's do that gay shit. Huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Let's stop talking about weird stuff. Now, back to business.
Hey, have you been over to the new gay stream with Gotti and JT?
That Sykes thing.
I saw you up on that. You were up on that panel with those queers up there. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I quickly went up there. Yeah, I went up there quickly to just try and bring them back from their queer place and make them straight. But
that's what do you think of that stream over there? That's pretty cringe, isn't it? What do you think?
It's really stream, very straight to stream, man. And Gotti was straight up there. I think the guy's gay, and Gotti's into that. He's straight up there. That's his new ghosty stream. And JT's loving it. He's always been into that. Because I caught JT on my stream once. I was sleeping. I woke up and him and Robin Bunny Buns. They was on my stream talking weird stuff. And I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And they got scared and ran away. But I caught them. It's weird, man.
Yeah, I saw you up there. You're holding your own up there.
Yeah, on the finger.
I went up there once, but I didn't know they were all queers until I watched it the second time. I didn't know.
I didn't know until somebody told me, oh, by the way, they're gay. The next day, someone told me. I was like, you're joking. I was like, shit, I didn't know that. That Sykes guy, he's got. Yeah, go on.
What?
No, go on. You were saying something.
Did you say the science guy?
The Psych, that Sykes, you know, the Talbot, Psych Awakens Talbot.
Oh, Psyche. He calls himself Psyche.
Yeah, he got a tattoo of Peter Kitty's logo in that. Very strange. Would you get a tattoo of someone on YouTube? Well, I don't think so.
No, but look, man. This is where I draw the line with anybody, right? Anybody with cats, like all them furries and fucking assholes like that. Now I draw the line right there. Once I figure out you're a furry or you're a cat dude, yeah, fuck you, man. You know what I mean? Eat shit. I got cats. My cats live outside. My cats eat gophers and shit like that. You know, that's why I have cats out there to kill the rodents. I don't have cats to fucking sit their ass up in my fucking face in my house so I can pet the dumb motherfuckers, okay? That's not why I have cats. I do have them, but they're for a purpose. I feel better about myself, yeah?
Yeah, no, I have a cat, I have an outdoor cat. It's not really good. I'm inside to eat or whatever, but it's just go out and do its own thing, man. You know?
No, I got a house, so I can have them outside. People in apartments, they don't have that option, but...
No, that's not fucking...
When you say that your stream is about cats, you're a total fag. You're a total fag, man. Your stream shouldn't be about fucking cats, man. Yeah? When you're a dude. Yeah? That's just the way I see it. Now, what do you think about Billy lately, man? What, you think Billy's in a fucking box, or what do you think's going on with Billy when he has to run over the field?
Billy kicked us.
Interesting. I give you credit for being the top terrorist in YouTube, which, you know, we're on opposite sides maybe, but I do respect the other soldiers on the other team. But what do you make of Billy going up and sucking your ass, claiming to be Mr. America? What do you think about that?
I don't know, but since the last week, Billy's kicked ass, man. He has kicked ass. He's ruffled everyone's feathers. He's been out riding motorbikes and that. You know, he's been eating good. He's pulled everything out of the bag. He's pulled out that chick. You know.
Okay, Billy needs a friend. He doesn't have a single friend. Are you going to be his friend? It's okay with me. If you want to be his friend and take that guy under his wing, you know, I took him under my wing for about 2 years, and I tried to make a human being out of him, but I couldn't do it. I could not make a human out of that motherfucker.
Can you listen to this fucking horse crap?
Billy's really clever, man. He's very intellectual.
Wow. The same old fucking shit. God, you're a dumb fucker.
He doesn't really show you people his intellect, because I don't think no one's worth his effort showing people how clever you are, because they're all dumb people on YouTube, isn't it? He's all right. Everyone's welcome to my stream. It's not that I'm not taking anyone under my wing. He just comes over and does his thing, innit? You know, everyone like Billy. He does his thing, man. So that's it. It's just,
well, he told me a day that he was really mean and that I don't want to fuck with him, and I should be scared of him because he's really mean. He said. Now, what I want to ask you is, do you think? Yeah, he told me he's a bigger prick than me. Now, what I want to know from you, I mean, I know you can be a pretty good prick. Now, do you think Billy has the intellectual capacity that you could teach him how to be a real good fucking prick? Does he have the brains for that? Do you think he has the capability?
What to be a horrible person? A right arsehole or something like that?
Do you think you can teach him how to be more horrible? Because he seems to want to do that. You know, he wants to be a bad boy. He wants to be a bad boy. You know, I don't have to tell you how to be a bad boy. Okay, we know, me and you, we've been to that school. But Billy is trying really hard to be a bad boy on YouTube. He talks about his Harleys. He's got his fucking anchor tattoos from the Navy. You know, he's trying to look tough. Well, he's trying to grow a beard, for fuck's sake.
He's not trying to grow a beard. No, he's doing his thing. He's always had a beard. He's always had a beard, man. Since I see him first on YouTube 30 years ago, he's just always had his beard, man. You're crazy, man.
I never heard a guy cry.
So he can ride a motorbike. I've got to hand him that. He knows that he's a biker from how he talks and everything. I spoke to him.
Did you call him a butt licker? Yes, Billy has an act just a fucking.
I said biker. I said motorbiker. Biker. Motorbiker.
He's a bloody white.
Can you ride a bike? Joel, have you ridden motorbikes before?
What?
Have you ridden motorbikes before?
Yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah. So you know how to ride a bike. Yeah, cool. Okay. No, but
I went to jail a lot, dude, like 66 times, man. There came a time when I had to retire from crime. Okay.
Of course, man. Of course, yeah, shit.
I feel like 2 decades ago.
I mean, from the time I was 13 to about 40 or something, man, I just
20 years, man.
I just couldn't, I couldn't go. I had too many kids by then. I couldn't keep getting locked up.
Who's that in the background? You got dot rounds, is it? Is she there? Is she in the background? Oh, here's some.
I make no bones about it. I used to
I'm in the background.
I used to do a lot of drugs, man. You know what I mean? I used to move drugs, okay? I'll put it to you that way. I moved a lot of packages.
Girl, I bet Billy, if he ever meet you, he probably took your leg.
Something to do with it, I suppose. Get you busy.
He might.
Billy's still doing pretty good on weed. He's got a pretty good sack. Yeah? Billy's got a pretty good sack of weed over there.
Oh my God, don't talk about Billy's sack.
He's got Horace, man. He pulls out branches and shit. Like I've seen, he's got it sorted, man. He's got the good stuff.
But I used to have trash bags. I used to have trash bags full of weed in the garage, like 40 of them. That much weed in the garage. That's how much I used to have. Yeah. And that's when I was a kid and my parents were home and my parents didn't even know what the shit was. Yeah. And then in the freezer, I'd have like 12 ounces of cocaine in the freezer. And we'd tell my mom that they were, it was material for lab experiments during our chemistry class in school. Shit like that. My mom never thought anything about it. You know what I mean? So that's just the way I grew up. Yeah. And, it went on for fucking years, okay? So, but a lot of shit happened. I can't go into a lot of heavy beefs, you know what I mean, because it's YouTube. But a lot of real bad shit happened, real high-power shit. I got 2 escapes from fucking jail. I end up having to go to high power every time. I go to jail, I end up in high power with some pretty heavy hitters, man. Yeah. Pretty high profile shit. And that's just the way I went. You know what I mean? And in the California prison system, you got to join a team. You know what I mean? You got to be on a team, And the team I was on just didn't fuck around. You know what I mean? Not at all. So that's my team, in my life. Now, and people don't understand that, when you get into that kind of thing, you don't have a choice. You don't get a choice when you walk through that gate. Yeah. You're going this way or that way. I don't know how England is. When you went to the jail, what are you? You're actually Indian, right? You're not Paki, but you're Indian. So when you go to jail, you have to go with the Indians, right?
Yes, that's kind of how it was. Like the whites hang around with the whites, the Indians with the Indians, the Muslims with Muslims. That's kind of how it is, man.
I don't know how England is, but here in California, you can't talk to nobody else except your race. You can't talk to anybody.
Yeah, the prison is very easy, man. It's not like American prison. It's hardcore. American jail is a bit tough, man. It is just shit.
Because we're all at war with each other here for the most part, especially in there. We're fighting together. Yeah.
But look, John, I need to go out and do some shopping. I need to go and get there. It's a pleasure speaking to you, as always. Have a nice day. Yeah. Bye, man. Bye.
I just wanted to show Billy. I just wanted to show Billy a little bit about what everybody's allegiance here is in YouTube, because Billy thinks.
Sorry, I'm done listening to your fucking dribble. Fuck you, Wiggin. I'm fucking sick of listening to you. I wasn't mad because Gotti went up on your panel. So yeah, I'm done listening to you, Wiggin. Fucking dumb shit. And it's last call. I'm leaving. I got a cardinal out there chirping. Just like that, he's gone. Probably go to bed early tonight. 7 people watching. Hello, everybody. I'm leaving. Wiggins live, though. He'll be crying about me all night long. I'm done fucking listening to him. Elpesh went over there. I got Elpesh. I'm causing Elpesh all kinds of trouble. He's oh, fucking just nonstop. My other one's buffering. The fucking internet's been acting funny. He said he would be back in 30 minutes. Pretty much, Ziggy. Pretty much. Fuck Wiggin. Fuck that motherfucker. He's a backstabbing motherfucker. I ain't never did anything to him. Fuck him. He's mad at me because I'm influential. Look at him. Claims to be a Christian, but all his friends are fucking atheists. Ziggy, you're an atheist. All his friends are fucking atheists. How the fuck can he be a Christian? Doesn't make any sense. Huh? He's trashing Sykes chat, Psyche, whatever he wants to call himself. All right. He says that chat's full of gays and shit. You know, all I can say about that chat is Rusty said that it's not really my kind of chat. like I don't fit in over there. It's not for me. That chat's not for you. That's what Rusty said to me. Yeah. Meanwhile, Wiggin fucking cries. He's cried about all of them. IP2, the D-High and all that shit, you know. Fucking LD chat, whatever. The guy that wears the hat says math on it. Make America think harder, whatever it's fucking supposed to mean. So there you go, Ziggy. Huh? You didn't want to come up, did you, Ziggy? I'm leaving. I'm going to go make me dinner, and I'm going to relax, and then I'm going to come at it again tomorrow. So there you go. Wiggins is open. You can go over there. I want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate it.